A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Company with Jim Jordan as Fibber, Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with This Is It. Bit of advice to women who want to keep young. Don't wear yourself out scrubbing floors, or you'll be old before your time. Save yourself all this unnecessary back-breaking work by protecting your linoleum and floors with Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Once your floors are wearing a bright glow coat polish, they won't need scrubbing. Dirt cannot become embedded in this shining surface. A dry duster or a damp cloth will quickly take away all dirt and stains. Johnson's Glow Coat is making life pleasanter for millions of housewives. So why not adopt this easy Glow Coat method of keeping all your floors beautiful and spotless? Remember, you don't have to do any rubbing or buffing when you use Johnson's Glow Coat. Just apply and let dry. Johnson's Glow Coat gives your floors and linoleum a lovely shining polish while you sit back and watch. But be sure you get the real thing. GLO-COAT. Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Well, it's a bitter, cold, wintry day in Wistful Vista. The snow is 2 feet deep on the level, and in places it has drifted 4 or 5 feet deep, and that's also on the level. And here in the living room, bundled up in his heavy overcoat, mittens, and earmuffs, we find Fibber. There's cold in them thar halls, McGee.
Boy, am I cold. Ooh. I ain't had such a chill since I asked the bank for that last loan. And snowed in, too. I'm macarooned. That coal I ordered don't get here pretty quick. I'll get it. What do I mean, I'll get it? I'm the only one here. That's only been snowbound overnight, and here I am talking to myself. Admiral Fibber McGee speaking. Who? Wistful Vista Coal Company. Well, say, where's my coal? Huh? You're all sold out. Well, I ordered it just as soon as this storm started. Oh, so did everybody else, huh? Well, make it as snappy as you can, Bud. Okay. Fine state of how do you do. Furnace out. Water pipes frozen. Well, must be some Eskimo magazine salesman working his way through Blubber College. Come in. Welcome to the Shea Frostbite, Bud. What can I do for you?
Is this Fibber McGee's joint?
Yes, it is, Bud. I'm Fibber McGee, in person, 3 sweaters, 2 shirts, and an overcoat.
Well, did you call up a plumber to come and thaw out the pipes?
I think you better go to work on your own. You better get busy right away, too, Bud.
What are you talking about?
Fun.
I ain't the plumber, though, you see.
Oh.
He just asked me to stop by and leave his tool.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he'll be over later. Oh, so long.
Well, he left enough tools. Maybe he thought I wanted him to fix Boulder Dam. I never saw it.
Hello there, Johnny. How'd you like to have your sidewalk shoveled off?
I certainly would, old-timer.
Hey!
I says yes, I would.
So would I. Who can we get to do it?
such chilly weather. The groundhog must have come out and seen Boris Karloff's shadow.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, see, he says. See, it's cold in here, Johnny. Why don't you build a fire?
I can't, old-timer. My coal bin is emptier than a campaign promise.
Oh, that's different. See, he says. What's the biggest bird in the world? Search me, admits t'other feller. It's a ostrich, ain't it? Nope, chortles the first feller. It's a Bronx cheer from a Ubangi. I knew a Ubangi gal once, Johnny. Every time she'd pout, 3 people had to get out of the room.
That's enough of your lip, old-timer. Say, do something for me, will you?
Hey?
Do something for me. Go to the basement and see if you can start a fire. Chop something up if you have to.
I'll do it, Johnny. Which way is the basement?
What? Underneath the house. Yeah, we used to have it up on the roof, but it was too far for the mice to walk.
Don't get snippy, Johnny. Remember, I'm twice your age.
Yeah, but you're only half my size. Go on, get busy.
All righty.
This guy's finally going to be useful. Oh, boy, am I cold. Wonder if Mrs. Uppington would loan me a couple of scuttles of coal. I'll try her. Hello, operator. Give me a whistle of it. Oh, is that you, Mert? How's things, Mert? Sure is cold, ain't it? Hey, Mert, can you see that statue of General Grant from your window? Well, take a look and see if he's got his hands in his pockets. Huh? He's got down off his horse and is stamping around, huh? Boy, it's colder than I thought. Hey, give me Mrs. Uppington, will you, Mert? Thanks. Hello, is that you, Uppy? Fibber McGee speaking. Huh? Talk a little louder, will you, Uppy? I got my earmuffs on. Yeah, say, how about lending me a couple of buckets of coal till they deliver mine? Huh? Oh, I see. Oh, well, thanks anyway. Shucks, she would have an oil furnace. Well, let's see. Oh, hi, Don. Hello, Billy.
Hello, sir.
Well, there's no use setting on that radiator, fellas. There's no fire. My coal bin is a has-been.
Can't you build a fire with some old wood or boxes or something, Fibber? Why don't you burn up some of your old scripts, or are they still too damp?
All right. I got the old-timer downstairs now trying to find some kindling. My water pipes are frozen, too, so I hope he gets the fire started pretty quick. Can you sing something, Don, or does your breath steam so much you can't see the music?
No, I can manage it. How about I Have Eyes?
Oh, that'll be swell. You sing that while... Excuse me. Hello? Yeah, this is Mr. McGee. The plumbing shop. Huh? What do you mean the plumber went to the hockey game? He was supposed to come over and thaw these pipes out. Huh? He did? Oh, for the... Fellas, you've just heard history being made.
Why, what's the matter, Fibber?
The plumber sent his tools over and forgot to come himself. Now I got to run down to the water company and tell them to send a man out.
Why don't you call him up?
Oh, no. It's too cold in here. I'm going to go out for a while into the nice, warm blizzard. Go ahead, Don. I have eyes.
For you have eyes that put the very stars to shame. I have lips to sigh with. What else am I to do? When you have lips that fill my very soul with flame. Tonight you're dear to me in a light bright as day, but you're so dear to me, I can see you even miles away. For I have eyes to see with, and yet when we're apart, I close my eyes.
that's great, Don. Well, I don't know if I done right by letting you sing out here in this blizzard, Don. I shouldn't expose you to the elements like this.
What was that?
That's that new sound man. He thought I said elephants. Elements, Joe.
I'm sorry.
That's better. Well, this is as far as I go, fellas. Here's the water company, though it's probably the ice company now. I'll see you later.
Who'd you want to see?
I want to see somebody about my water pipes being froze.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. We don't do that type of work. If you want your pipes frozen, you'll have to go elsewhere.
Well, Brad, if they are frozen, I want them thawed out.
Oh, I see. How long have they been frozen, sir?
All night and all morning.
Well, don't worry then. They say a man can go 3 days without water.
I suppose if I really got a hump on myself, I could go 7. Who's the manager of this water company, sis?
Mr. Van Meter. Just a minute. I'll see if he's through with the directors' meeting.
All right, boys. Heads, we declare dividend this year. Tails, we don't. Ready?
Ready.
Heads. Shall we declare the dividend, gentlemen? Or shall we make it 2 out of 3?
Mr. Van Meter's still in the directors' meeting, sir. Will you wait?
Yeah, I'll wait. They might want to draw straws to see how much they raise the rate of all the dumb things.
Excuse me, sir. Wistful Vista Water Company. What is it, madam? Oh, there's a fish caught in your water pipe. Well, turn the faucet again in half an hour, madam. We'll send you a slice of lemon.
Oh, that's nice service. You can't send a chicken through my water pipes about Sunday, can you, sis? I could use them.
Oh, there, Miss Cadwell. Anyone to see me?
Me, Bud. I want to talk to you.
Certainly, certainly. Just step into my office.
Okay, Bud.
Now then, sit right down, sir. Have a cigar.
Thanks, I got one.
You got 2? Yeah, thanks very much. Now, what was it, please?
My water pipes are froze up.
Is that so? Due to the cold weather, I presume.
That's a slick deduction, Bud. I'll bet you make your own Valentines the way you cut right to the heart of things.
Very good, very good. Let me check over your account, Mr. McGee.
Incidentally, Bud, that water meter you got in my house runs awful fast. Who installed that thing? The boyfriend of the whirling dervish?
I don't think so, no. Here's your account, McGee.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. You can forget about your pipes freezing up, McGee.
What you mean?
Your water was shut off yesterday for non-payment.
Oh.
The bill is $12.42.
Well, $12.42. Hey, the name is Mr. McGee, Bud, not Mississippi.
That's the bill, McGee. When you pay up, we turn on the water.
Okay. I'll pay it. Here you are. $12.42. This is the first time I ever been held up at the point of a faucet. You certainly make a fine manager of a water company, you big drip. $12.42. Why, for that dough, I could buy the Mediterranean Sea with Gibraltar thrown in for a rock garden. All the heck.
Well, how do you do, Mr. McGee?
Ooh, hi, Mrs. Ellington. Kind of a raw day for you to be out, ain't it, Uppy?
Oh, no, indeed. I don't mind it a bit, really. Horatio says. Oh, that silly boy. He is so sentimental. But Horatio says, this weather puts roses in my cheeks. Isn't that romantic?
Now, where is old Boomer?
Well, Mr. McGee, he's gone to buy me a Valentine. Oh, isn't that sweet? And such an expensive one, too. $50.
$50?
Yes, just for a Valentine. He must think a dreadful lot of me.
Oh, yeah.
And really, it embarrassed the poor boy so much when he borrowed the money from me. He had left his checkbook at the hotel, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my, I was deeply touched.
I'll say you were. That's one of the deepest touches I ever heard of.
Horatio is so impulsive, you know.
Diane.
So boyish and unaffected. And he simply adores beautiful things. Why, do you know, when I'm wearing my emerald necklace, he can hardly keep his hands off my throat. Oh, dear. So now you see why I don't mind the cold weather, Mr. McGee.
Oh, yes.
I have my love to keep me warm. I am such a happy, happy girl. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. McGee.
Slap happy girl. She's got her love to keep her warm. Old Boomer, the deadbeat of her heart. I wonder if I ought to tell her what a chiseler Boomer is. Well, hey, what's this?
Whoa there, no rub. Whoa, no bub. Hi there, Fibber. Can I give you a lift?
No, thanks, Harpo. I'm too cold. I got to walk to keep warm. Where are you going in the cutter?
Oh, I'm delivering Valentine's.
You mean all that stuff there in the back there is Valentine's there? How many sweethearts have you got?
Oh, thousands.
Huh?
I love every housewife who uses Johnson's Glow Coat. It's easy to use, no rubbing polish that shines as it dries.
I know. Let's see one of them there Valentine's, Bud.
Okay, here, read this.
Oh, you hold it. I got my mittens on.
All right.
My heart is at your feet, my sweet. You're the one that I adore. May our course of love be bright and smooth as the glow coat on your floor. Say, that ain't bad, Harpo.
Oh, read the next verse.
Okay, hold it still.
All right.
If you could take a shine to me, to you I'll bring a shine that's a joy to you. So don't refuse to be my Valentine. Signed S.C. Johnson & Son, Racine, Wisconsin. Per Cupid Wilcox.
Well, do you like it, Fibber?
Yeah, it's all right, but ain't you a little large for a Cupid, Harpo? Where's your wing?
Oh, I can't wear them anymore. They grounded me for stunting too close to a blonde. You sure I can't give you a lift, Fibber?
No, thanks. You slay me as it is.
Okay, pal. I'll see you later. Get up there, no rough. Get up, no buff.
Great guy, Harpo. He even come over and put Johnson's wax on my grandfather's clock so I wouldn't have a dull moment. Oh, it's cold. Now that I got my water turned on again, I better be getting home and see how the old man is getting along with the fire. I won't have any hot water for my cold shower tomorrow morning.
Well, for Skim's sake, hello there, Fizzer.
Oh, hi, Nick. That was chilly, ain't it? Where are you going with the ice skates, Nick?
Oh, some of my kids are learning to teach me how to be a winter sportsmanship. And believe me, Fizzer, I'm learning how to skate from the bottom up, if I know what you mean.
Well, I have a rough idea. You have a wonderful time with them 6 kids of yours, don't you, Nick?
Oh, sure. They're a good bunch of squeakies. As I was saying to Mrs. DePopulis at breakfast this morning, Mrs. DePopulis, I'm saying, while she is scraping the pieces of toast so loud I can't hear yourself sing. Mrs. DePopulis, I'm saying, and then she's going out in the kitchen for a jar of marmalade. Mrs. DePopulis, I'm hollering.
Well, what were you hollering?
But by that time, I'm being so exasperated, I don't know what I am saying, Peter. Well, I've got to be on your way because the kids are meeting me over at the rating scheme.
Skating rink. So you're going to be a figure skater, are you?
Well, I wouldn't go so far away as to say that, Peter. Figure skating is a pretty complicated proposition. I don't think I'm ever being a world's champion, but I will be next best because my runners are always up. You grab me? Well, so long, Fizzer. If I don't see you again in the next week or so, what difference does it make?
Boy, it's cold. Oh, hi, Billy. Hello, Fibber. Still pretty cold, isn't it? I'll say it is. Some kids had built a snowman up the street, and when I come by, he was blowing on his hands. You got a number you can play like at home, Billy?
Sure. How about the 4 notes in the band and sing for your supper?
Swell. Go ahead, Billy. Sing for your supper.
this song. But the canary gets along. She does the Gildersleeves. Sing for your supper and you'll get breakfast. Songbirds always eat. If the song is sweet to hear. Sing for your luncheon and you'll get dinner. Dine with wine of choice. If romance is in your voice, is in your voice, I heard from the white canary. Thrilling makes a fellow willing. So, little swallow, swallow now. Now's the time for you to sing. For your supper, you know songbirds are not dumb. And they don't buy a crumb of bread. It's dead. So sing and you will surely be fed. Breakfast, songbirds aren't so dum-de-dum. They don't even buy a crumb of bread. It's that reedy-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, sing. For your supper. Oh, sing. For your supper. Oh, sing. Sing, sing, sing.
That was Sing for Your Supper, cooked up by Billy Mills and dished out by the Four Notes. Say, it seems to be a little warmer in this house now. We just put that line in to show I'm home again, folks. Pretty subtle technique, I called it. Incidentally, I wonder what that old duffer found to build a fire with. I'll go down and have a look. Oh, dead. Why don't people stay home on a day like this? Come in.
Oh, there, Goose Flash. Good day.
What's good about it? What you want?
I was on my way over to Mrs. Uppington's, and I thought I'd stop in here a minute to get warm. My mistake. It's colder in here than it is outside.
Well, I can't imagine you wanting to go any place where the heat was on, Boomer. And another thing, I know all about you borrowing $50 from Mrs. Uppington to buy her a Valentine, too, besides.
Charming girl, Mrs. Uppington. I'm afraid I'm head over checkbook in love with the dear girl.
I'm afraid she is with you, too.
By the way, Skimpy, I hear the lovely creature has a large trust fund laid away. Is there any truth in that beautiful rumor, or am I being stung again by a will-o'-the-wasp?
You're just after her money, and she'd know it if she was a little brighter.
Sir, you're speaking of the woman I love.
Come off the high horse, Boomer, before it throws you. And another thing, she's going to be awful hurt if you don't come through with that $50 Valentine. You know that, don't you?
Certainly. Wouldn't cause her a moment's distress. Not a moment. If I had to put that $50 into a worthy charity, the Horatio K. Boomer Home for Old and Infirm Horatio K. Boomer. Then I wrote her Valentine myself.
Yeah, I can imagine you writing the Valentine. Roses are red and violets are blue. This is wrote on the back of an IOU.
That's very good, Thackeray, very good. Let me show you mine. Let me see now. Where did I put that Valentine? I have it here someplace. Valentine. Here's a finger ring with a sharp point for marking cards. I have an unfortunate heredity, small fry. My family came to this country in the steerage, and I grew up with a weakness for the bottom of the day. Steamship ticket to Venezuela. Lovely country, no extradition. Here's a bill from my tailor. Ignorant fellow, can't even spell reprobate. And a check for a short beard. Well, no Valentine, imagine that. Well, I guess I can talk my way out of it. Nothing like a silver tongue to engrave a little sentiment on a heart of gold. Very neat thought. Must run along and see the dear girl before I forget it. Good day, Pogo Stick.
That guy's such a double dealer, he could play himself a game of cribbage. Say, the heat's coming up here all right. The old man must have found some kindling. I'll go down and see. Hey, old-timer, I'm home again. Did you get a fire built okay? Wonder if he's gone. Hey, old-timer, you down here? Why, that old duffer built a fire and didn't even stay to enjoy it. Hey, what's this? My golf bag. Aha, and empty, too. Now I know what to use for kindling. My tool chest all chopped up. And what's this pile of wood here? Well, what do you know about that? There's that golden oak dresser out of my bedroom. Why, that'll... Oh, well, I might as well put on some more wood and make a good fire. Ouch, that furnace door is hot.
Come on in, Johnny, but don't hold that door open. It's the first time I've been warm in 2 days.
Fibber will be back in just a moment. And now here's an announcement that you won't want to miss. Your dealer is offering, for a limited time only, Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in giant-size cans. You pay no more for the giant-size cans than for the regular sizes. Yet you get 1/3 more. Now, it's your opportunity to save money on your purchases of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Glow Coat. But I repeat, the supply of the giant sizes is strictly limited. They're selling fast, and if you don't act quickly, you may miss out. Remember, you pay for only 1 pint or 1 pound of Johnson's Glow Coat or Johnson's Wax, paste or liquid, and you get 1/3 more without cost. Johnson offers you this extra dividend in appreciation of your loyalty to the Johnson product. Be sure to ask your dealer tomorrow for Johnson's Wax or Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in the giant-size cans, and you'll be money ahead.
Well, folks, I ain't got the old-timer out of the furnace yet, but I'm going to have Boomer come back a little later and shake him down. The old clinkers. Excuse me, folks. Hello? Oh, Zazu Pitt. Hi, Zazu. You got our Valentine, huh? Oh, shucks, that was nothing. What you doing next week, Toots? Well, why don't you ask your ma, can you come over to our house and play? You can? Oh, that's swell. I'll see you Tuesday, then. Okay, Zazu. So long. Good night, folks.
Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Of Johnson's Wax for Home and Industry present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. When a dog bites a man, it's no news. But when a woman gets mad enough to bite a dog for running across the kitchen floor every day with his muddy feet, there's only one answer: Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat to protect the linoleum and keep it clean and beautiful. Floors that are protected with Glow Coat are easy to keep clean. The pup's muddy footprints are easily removed. Spilled things are quickly wiped up with a damp cloth. The regular use of Glow Coat makes linoleum last 6 to 10 times longer, besides saving you so much work. Glow Coat, as you know, is self-polishing. It needs no rubbing or buffing. Dries in 20 minutes to a beautiful, sparkling polish. For old or new linoleum, there's really nothing so helpful as Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. The dangerous age in a man is when he wants to start fixing things around the house. And the house we have in mind is at 79 Wistful Vista, the residence of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Now, let me see. What can I work on first? Oh, I know. I'll go up on the roof and put up a new aerial.
Oh, fine.
Well, what's the matter with that? We need one. If we don't fix that aerial, we might as well give up hope. Say nothing of Lum and Abner and Gildersleeves.
Oh, it's a wonderful idea, dearie, but why do you let it go for 3 years and then do it on a day when the roof is a solid sheet of ice?
How do you know the roof is icy? You been up there?
No, but I walked to the market this morning.
Yeah?
And I did more fancy skating on my galoshes for free than Sonia Henny ever did for $10,000 a week.
Well, shucks, if I can't work on the air. Oh, I know. I'll fix that loose board on the back step.
I fixed that 2 weeks ago, McGee.
You did?
I had to before Beulah caught pneumonia.
Well, how can anybody catch pneumonia from a wobbly step?
By doing a nosedive into a basket of wet laundry once a week. Poor Beulah, you know.
Well, I got to do something. I just can't sit around. I got too much pent-up energy today. I'll tell you what. I'll put a new pane in the basement window.
Which basement window?
That one I busted last week when the handle flew off the hammer I was using to hammer the hammer handle back on the other hammer.
The man put a new glass in that window day before yesterday, sweetheart.
Did he leave any putty laying around?
Well,
If he did, I can fix that hole in the plaster in the hall that I made when I was showing Doc Gamble how to swing a brassy.
That also has been repaired.
Oh, shucks.
Look, McGee, if you're so full of pep and vitality, why don't you...
Oh, I know. Tune the piano. I've always wanted to tune a piano. Help me take the top off the piano, Molly.
Oh, McGee, now, please. You're always wanting to tune the piano, and you don't know anything about tuning a piano.
Well, what's the matter? Don't you want me to do anything? You want me to just lay around the house like a bum?
Did you ever tune a piano?
No, but I've watched guys do it. It's a cinch. Just take the top off the piano, see? Then you turn a wrench on them little knobs while you tap on one key over and over and over and over.
Yes?
And when everybody rushes out of the house to get away from the noise, you put the top back on the piano and look around for the cigars.
Listen, you better stick to the mandolin, dearie. You couldn't stay on pitch shinnying up a pine tree.
Well, doggone it, I got to have an outlet for all this energy. I got an urge to do something constructive. I want to build something for somebody.
Sit down and build yourself a lap. Here's a book of crossword puzzles. You can work on those.
No, sir, I'm too restless. I feel like I want... Hey, Oh, no. I can do that later.
What?
Take down the Christmas tree.
Now, don't be hasty about that, McGee. It's only the 23rd of January. We can tie some cherries on it and throw Washington's birthday party.
Well, isn't there anything I can fix or build for anybody around here? I want to do something.
I can't think of anything, dearie. Maybe Beulah needs something done. Oh, Beulah! Beulah!
Somebody bawl for Beulah?
Yeah, Beulah, you got anything needs fixing?
Yes, I sure have.
Mm-hmm.
My crystal needs a new wristwatch.
You mean your wristwatch needs a new crystal, Beulah?
No, ma'am. I dropped it in the snow this morning, ma'am, and all I could find of it was the crystal.
My gosh, that's too bad, Beulah. Was it valuable?
No, sir, not awful valuable anyway. It had a prescription engraved on the back of it to say, presented to Wilbur T. Undertrick for 25 years faithful service in the employ of the Wistful Vista Surface line.
Wilbur probably had to hock it to pay the rental on the tuxedo we wore at the banquet where they presented the watch to him, huh?
Where did you get it, Beulah?
From Mr. Wilbur T. Undertrick, sir.
Didn't he like it, Beulah?
No, ma'am. He said, Beulah, he said, you keep this here tick-tock to remind you never to work for no public utility 25 years. He said when you get to that age, there's liable to close up the works and lay off the hands. Oh.
Well, I was just wondering if there was any odd jobs around the house I could do, Beulah. I'm full of energy today. Got a lot of pep. Muscles are jumping around like a bag full of frogs.
You got something for him to spend all that ambition on, Beulah?
Well, let me think, ma'am. Did you have any experience fixing washing machines, sir?
What do you mean, have I had any experience with them? I invented one. The McGee Modern Mangle with the built-in hanger-upper.
With the built-in what?
Hanger-upper. I designed a washer that washed clothes, wrung them out, and strung them on a line. Had a gadget that fed a clothesline into one side of it, then it'd pin the clothes on the line and feed it out the other side through the window and out into the backyard.
Well, for goodness sake, Mr. McGee.
Sure.
That sure sounds like a wonderful idea. Thing like that would sure make a monkey out of Monday.
Whatever became of this brainchild, McGee?
I'm still working on it. Designing a time clock attachment that'll bring the clothes back in after 8 hours and iron them.
You going to sew buttons back on, too, sir?
Well, Natch.
What's the matter with the washing machine, Beulah?
Bad manners, mostly, ma'am.
Bad manners?
Yes, ma'am. Every time you take the top off to look in, it slap you with a wet shirt.
Well, it can't be blamed for that, Beulah. That's the only way a washing machine can wave its arms.
And why should a washing machine wave its arms, Mr. Bones?
Well, my gosh. If you'd been frozen as long as washing machines have, you'd be pretty cold yourself.
Yes, she'd been frozen like a washing machine. Love that man, and I'll fix it myself.
Billy Mills from the orchestra and Broadway Rhythm.
Oh, we got a bookcase. I might tear out one wall of the dining room and build in a built-in china cabinet. No, not enough china. Now, let's see, I might...
For goodness sakes, dearie, stop pacing up and down. You got me as nervous as a 20-mule team with a Republican driver.
I can't help it, Molly. I got too much energy today. I'm trying to think of something constructive to do.
Why don't you clean out the hall closet?
I can't.
Why?
My mandolin's got a busted G-string.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Everything. Whenever I clean out that hall closet, I come across my mandolin.
Yeah?
Naturally, I sit down in a few minutes and tear off a few selections.
Yeah?
Like Pretty Red Wing and Rachmaninoff's Prelude. Sounds awful with no G-string. Did you ever hear Rachmaninoff's Prelude without a... Well, I'm afraid that's not a proper question.
Yeah. I'm afraid you're right. Look, why don't you go shovel the snow off? Oh, hello, Alice.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hi, Alice. Hey, you got any odd jobs of work you need done, kid? Something requiring superhuman energy, a keen intelligence, and a mass of muscle?
Such as sharpening a pencil, Alice, or winding a clock?
Well, I can't think of a thing, Mr. McGee, unless you want to put a hook on the inside of my bathroom door to hang a bathrobe on.
Why, McGee, you promised to do that a year ago. I never noticed that he hadn't done it, Alice.
Completely slipped my mind, girls, completely. Where do you hang your bathrobe now, Alice?
On the doorknob, but it drags on the floor that way.
Oh, my gosh, I can fix that easy enough. Bring me your bathrobe and a pair of scissors. See, the doorknob's about 36 inches from the floor. I'll cut 37 inches off your robe, and it'll hang an inch clear. I don't know why you women can't think of these things. It just takes a little imagination.
Look, dearie,
huh?
Wouldn't it be simpler just to lower the bathroom floor about 3 feet?
Oh, no, Mrs. McGee. If the floor was lowered 3 feet, the cord of the ceiling light would be too high to reach.
Yes, that's true, Alice. Of course, you could carry a flashlight, but it's awful hard to get batteries.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry to be so much trouble, Mr. McGee.
Oh, not at all, Alice, not at all. Happy to do anything to make you comfortable here. How's that north window of yours since I fixed it? Have any more trouble getting it open?
Oh, not a bit, Mr. McGee.
That's nice.
But now I can't get it closed.
Huh? Oh.
Maybe I'd better put that hook on the bathroom door myself.
Listen, I'll do it, Alice. Don't you worry about it.
Well, anyway, that isn't the kind of a trivial little job I'm looking for right now. I want to do something big, constructive, something that will last.
Well, why don't you bake a cake, Mr. McGee? The other one you made lasted for weeks.
Oh. He wants to do something muscular, Alice.
Oh, I have just the thing. Are you strong in the shoulders and arms, Mr. McGee?
Why, Alice? What have you got that calls for simple brute force? Pure peasant strength.
My fountain pen. I can't get the cap off. I'll run up and get it.
Fountain pen. That's child's play. What I need is something to work off this excess energy. I feel so strong, I fight myself.
Really?
Why, I slapped myself silly just putting shaving lotion on my face this morning.
Well, until this sudden surge of physical strength fades away, Pet, you'd better open doors and things with your left hand.
No, that's no solution, kiddo. I'm just as powerful with either hand. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of writing a book about that.
Entitled what?
Forever Amber. Dexterous. You get it? Amber, dexterous, the pun involves...
Ain't funny, McGee.
No? I liked it because it was topical. A topical joke is always...
Hi, folks.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Feel my muscle.
What?
Feel my muscle. My biceps. Ain't that marvelous? Just developed this morning.
It isn't quite so impressive when he hasn't got his shirt sleeves rolled up under his coat, Mr. Wilcox.
What have you been doing, pal? Signing up for a course of training with Charles Atlas?
Nope. Just reached a peak of physical perfection, Waxy. Muscles toned up, eyes clear as a bell, complexion ruddy, hair full of electricity.
Tummy full of wheat cakes?
Well, personally, I always feel that way.
Oh, yeah? Why, compared to me, Junior, you're a weakling. You're big and flabby. I'm the wiry type.
Wiry and well insulated.
Well, now that you've got it, what are you going to do with it?
Trying to find a job of work that'll work off a little energy, Junior. All the odd jobs around here are too trivial to monkey with. I got to use my muscles on something constructive. Hey, you know how to Indian wrestle?
Yes.
Swell. I'll Indian wrestle you for 50 cents.
Right. Here, Molly. Here's my quarter.
Now, wait a minute, boys. Leave us not have no assault and battery. This is just...
Oh, Indian wrestling ain't violent, Molly. Just a matter of balance and psychology. You ready, Junior?
Go.
Yup.
Now, watch it now. Oh. My goodness, McGee. How did you do that? Are you hurt, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh.
Gosh, I hope I didn't bust his arm. I don't know my own strength today. Get up, Junior. Here, let me help you up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
What on earth? What's beautiful?
This floor. What have you got on it? Johnson's wax?
Why, yes, but...
Why, it's magnificent. See how the Johnson's wax brings out the beauty of the wood. Feel that protective film that seals the pores of the wood against dust and dampness.
Imagine that guy. Forfeit 50 cents and let you half kill him just to work in that plug for Johnson. Junior, I'm amazed.
Glad to meet you. I'm Wilcox. I represent S.C. Johnson
yes,
& Son.
we know.
Makers of the finest protective waxes that money can buy. Johnson's wax is the favorite of housekeepers all over the world because it makes housework so easy.
Get up off the floor, Waxy.
Keeps the home so clean and sparkling, protects wood, leather, and enamel surfaces against...
Harlow, snap out of it. It's us, Fibber and Molly.
Say, he must have stunned himself when he fell. Mr. Wilcox.
Where am I?
You're in Racine, Wisconsin.
I am? Gee, I better tell the sales manager I'm here. Look, if you ever get to Wistful Vista, folks, look me up.
Well, for goodness sakes, did you throw him down that hard, McGee?
Nah, he was faking. That big lunkhead let me throw him on purpose. Where's his 50 cents?
Well, he absent-mindedly took it out of my hand when he left.
Absent-mindedly, my clavicle. And that sharpshooter never left...
Come in. Well, my goodness, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, Molly. Hello, migraine.
Migraine?
Yes, you go against it.
You better go easy with him, Doctor. He's as full of pepper as a Mexican blue plate. He rassled Mr. Wilcox and threw him clear to Racine, Wisconsin.
He ought to be in condition. Every time he gets out of a chair, he wins a weightlifting contest.
Careful there, bone bender. Don't twit me today. I'm just in the mood to give you the old 1-2.
1-2 is right, Sonny. One pass at me and you spend 2 weeks in the fracture ward. What goes with you, anyway? How'd you get so healthy all of a sudden?
Well, he simply woke up with a vest full of chest, Doctor.
Terrific energy today, Doc. Old heart's got a beat like a slap bass.
Take off your shirt.
Nah. There you go again. Take off your shirt. Can't take a person's word for feeling good unless you drag out the old stethoscope and have yourself an organ recital.
He's all right, Doctor. 70 days can a man feel full of good cheer and ambition without being sick?
Not this little man. Anytime that sourpuss turns sweet, I reach for the fever chart.
Well, don't worry your old fat head about me, Quack Jack. Trouble with you is you can't stand seeing anybody feeling healthy. For you, a full bottle of pills means an empty day.
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, McGee.
Well...
The doctor never treated you for anything you didn't have.
I treated him for $40 once, and he didn't have that for about 10 months.
And I still think you overcharged me on that, too. My gosh, $40. I only had that pneumonia in one lung.
And what a wonderful patient you were, too. The whole staff at the hospital hated to see you leave when you did.
Did they really, Doctor?
Yes, they wanted to toss him out on his gluteus maximus 10 days sooner. Now, look, muscle-bound, just what are you planning to do to work off this magnificent burst of vitality?
I don't know, kid. Been trying to find some job around here that'd really be constructive. I'm in the mood to build something, to try and, well, something that would... Hey, did I ever show you the plans I drew up for a jet-propelled bicycle?
You never even showed me, McGee.
Where are they?
Why, they're right here in the hall.
Well, there's the job you've been looking for, Lemonhead.
Yeah. I gotta straighten out that closet one of these days.
The King's Men and the Oceana Roll.
Back in 1911, vaudeville was in its heaven. Everyone was doing it, doing it, doing it. Everyone was frivolous and gay. Comedians in baggy pants were followed by precision dancers, then upon the stage at a slightly smaller wage appeared the old quartet, and in a style you can't forget, they open up and sing this way. Alabama, he was there on that piano like a fish down in the sea when he rattled on some melody. Every sailor boy began to holler, ship ahoy, when Billy cut loose at sea. You ought to see it. Every worm begins to twist and squirm. The ship begins to dip and does a corkscrew turn. The smoke is rolling black from out the smoky stack. It's floating up to heaven and won't come back. Here and there you'll see a stool and chair slipping round the cabin shouting, I don't care. And then the bell begins to ring and the hammock starts to swinging. Sitting at that piano there on the Alabama playing the Oceana Roll. Now when the bell begins to ring, when the hammock begins to swing, you better man the tilly. There goes Billy. Sailor Billy boy is the real McCoy. His ship goes bloop, Oceana, knocking out a raggy rhythm. Everybody dances with him, rolling on the mighty ocean with the gay and easy motion. He plays that Oceana roll, the Oceana roll.
McGee, did you straighten out the hall closet?
No, I just kicked the stuff back in. I didn't want to waste all this energy on a simple job like that.
Well, while you dream up something constructive to batter your biceps against, I'll go upstairs and do some mending.
Okay.
If you hear me scream, just ignore it. There's a hole in my thimble.
There goes a good kid. There isn't another wife in the world that'd put up with me, even if it was legal. The way she goes along with my little moods is one of the most... Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there, Teeny. To what do we owe the pleasure of this visit to our humble abode?
What's an abode, mister?
An abode is a house, sis. We call it that because it's abode half paid for. That's a joke.
It was a pun, I bet you.
A pun? So what? You one of them highbrows that sneers at a pun because you didn't think of it yourself?
No, but my daddy says a pun is the lowest form of humor.
Oh, he does, does he? Well, he's probably one of them guys that thinks a hot foot is a priceless bit of wit. But you didn't answer my question, sis. Why aren't you in school?
Oh, school's closed on account of an epidermis of measles, I bet you.
Not epidermis, sis. Epidemic. Epidermis is skin.
Where do you think you get the measles, mister?
Touche. I says touche, sis. That's a Spanish word meaning you got me, Val. Now, why aren't you out playing? It's a wonderful day.
Well, gee, mister, I couldn't find any of the kids, and the playground stuff is all put away for the winter, and I guess I didn't want to go see anybody in particular, so I came to see you.
Well, that's a very... Hey! You say the playground stuff is all put away for the winter? You like to play on trapezes and swingses and turning poles and stuff?
Gee, I love it, mister, but in the winter you can't...
Sis, I think you were sent here by Providence.
I was not. I bet you it was my own idea.
I mean, you're the answer I've been looking for. You got a big basement?
No, but my daddy says when I get to be middle-aged, I'll have...
No. I mean, in your house. You got room in your basement for some playground stuff?
Gee, sure we have, I bet you, but what you
Sis, how would you like it if I built you a trapeze and a swing and a turning pole and some stuff right in your own basement?
Oh, gee, mister, that'd be super. Criminy, when you gonna do it, mister? When you?
Right now, sis. Stand by while I gather up a load of tools. Now, let's see now. I'll need a hammer and a rope.
Mister, is that a rip saw?
No, Teeny, this is a crosscut saw. What made you think it was a rip saw?
On account of you ripped your pants in 4 places,
You can't do this stuff without a few mishaps, sis. Now, let's see. Better put this brace right here. Phew. Now, one more brace on this swing, and it'll be all finished, sis.
Yeah?
Better 3 hours' work I never did in my life.
You were just wonderful to do it, mister. I take back everything my daddy ever said about you.
Believe me, these things are built in here to stay. You couldn't drag them out of here with a bulldozer. Now, let's see.
Hey, mister. Look what I can do.
Huh?
Looky, I can hang by my knees.
Well, that's very good, sis. I had a distant relative once that learned to hang by his neck.
For fun, mister?
No, for stealing a horse. Now, there you are, Teeny. It's all finished. You now got a set of athletic equipment that ought to last you till you're 82.
Oh, gee, thanks ever so much, mister. Why are you so nice to me,
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's because you kind of remind me of my wife.
Oh?
Besides, it was a privilege, sis. All day long I've been looking for a good constructive job like this. Something to use up my energy. And believe me, I did it. I've used up my energy for the next 7 weeks. Boy, am I tired. Whew.
Your shirt is wringing wet, mister.
Yeah, I know. Really worked up a sweat, didn't I?
Oh, you mustn't say that, mister. That isn't nice.
Huh?
My teacher says horses sweat, men perspire, and women glow.
Oh. Yeah, you tell your teacher that when a man works like a horse, he can sweat if he wants to. Help me gather up these tools, will you?
Sure.
Oh, boy, that was really quite a chore, sis.
I'll say it.
I hope you enjoy using the trapeze and the swinging stuff.
Oh, gee, I will, I betcha. I'm gonna ask my daddy if I can stay up late tonight and play down here.
Oh, you don't have to do that, sis. You'll have plenty of time to use it. This stuff is built to last. It'll be here a long, long time.
Yes, but we won't, I betcha.
Huh?
We're moving tomorrow. Oh, whoops. You dropped your screwdriver, mister.
If a man is known by the company he keeps, is a housekeeper known by the house she keeps? I'm sure you know better than I that the answer is yes. There are certain homes that just seem to have more charm than others, a friendlier gleam that you feel the moment you enter. What makes that extra something? It's not expensive furnishings. No, it's first of all good taste in selection and arrangement, and second, it's good care with wax. It's really remarkable what regular polishings with genuine Johnson's wax will do for the appearance of your home. Floors, furniture, and woodwork take on extra beauty that increases and mellows with each waxing. Windowsills, Venetian blinds, ornaments, lampshades, and picture frames, all are more beautiful for their protective shield of Johnson's wax. And all of these things are easier to keep clean because dirt and dust does not readily cling to waxed surfaces. In fact, when you practice protective housekeeping by the regular use of Johnson's wax, you're saving yourself many hours of work all through the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the March of Dimes is on. Your dimes, all the dimes you can spare, from 1 to 1,000,000, are desperately needed to fight infantile paralysis. This is the most viciously cruel disease that can strike at children, and you can help in the fight against it.
Yes. Send your contribution, the most generous contribution you can, to the March of Dimes, White House, Washington, D.C.
Don't be ashamed to send 1 dime, and don't be afraid to send 1,000.
When you get out of bed in the morning, think of the children who can't.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Liza. You often noticed how important floors are in the appearance of a home. It is a fact that mellow, gleaming waxed floors bring out the beauty of everything in the room, adding a rich charm that you can acquire in no other way. Throughout America, there are countless floors that have been made more beautiful every year with genuine Johnson's Wax. Every application of this famous floor wax gives increased protection and beauty. Johnson's Wax gets down into the pores of the wood, seals out dirt, protects the finish against scuffing feet and sharp heels, and does away forever with tiresome floor scrubbing. There are more than 100 labor-saving uses for Johnson's Wax in your home. It protects and beautifies furniture and woodwork, windowsills, parchment lampshades, and leather goods. You'll find these extra uses listed on the familiar red and yellow package of genuine Johnson's Wax. You can buy this wax in either the paste or liquid form, or in the cream wax, specially formulated for furniture and woodwork. Try some tomorrow. Well, National Apple Week has come and gone. So is National Donut Week. But do you know what this is? This is National Gee Whiz, we positively got to make out that Christmas shopping list today for sure week. And here at 79 Wistful Vista, pens in hand, wrinkles in brow, and no ideas in mind, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, for goodness sakes, McGee, think. You're not being any help at all on this Christmas list.
I'm thinking.
You're no such a thing. You're just sitting there drawing little pictures.
Well, Dad, rather all deep thinkers draw pictures while they're thinking. And what you draw shows what kind of a thinker you are. You see these triangles and circles with the dots in them? That shows that at heart I'm a big business tycoon.
You mean tycoon?
Tycoon was a ball player with Detroit.
That was Ty Cobb, dearie.
Well, then what's a typhoon?
It's a disease. My sister had typhoon and all her hair came out.
That's typhoid. Come to think of it, a typhoon is a big wind. Something like a Toronto.
Oh, so that scribbling of yours proves you're just a big wind, huh?
Oh, there's Mrs. Uppington. The slice of lemon in the social finger bowl.
To see her standing there with her head so high, you'd think she only had one chin. Come in.
Don't think she won't.
How do you do, Mrs. McGee? And Mr. McGee? I'm so glad you're at home. Would you care to take a few tickets on our Club Woman's raffle?
Oh, you're raffling off a club woman? No, thanks, Uppy. I wouldn't know what to do with her if I won.
Now, please, Mr. McGee.
Stop it, you big T.
Oh, well, sure.
What's the raffle for, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, for a very worthy cause, my dear. Oh. We're going to present the city with a new statue.
Oh, a statue of who?
We'll think of somebody. And now, how many chances will you take?
Well, how much are the tickets, Abigail?
15 cents. And the first prize is a large sum in cash.
Okay, I'll take one.
Oh, so will I. Here's a quarter, Mrs. Uppington.
Here's a half a buck. You got change, Uppy?
Well, no, I haven't, Miss McGee. Now, let me see. I owe Mrs. McGee 10 cents and you 35 cents.
Okay.
That's 45 cents that I owe you both. Oh, here, I have a dollar bill. Have you got 55 cents more in change?
Nope.
Me either. But I got another $50.
Oh, well, you let me take that. Then I think I can work it out. Now, let me see. I owe you 55 cents.
$1.05 with that other half I gave you.
Well, why don't you deduct the tickets, which is 30 cents from the half a buck I gave you, and... Oh, no, you can't do that. Well, why don't you take the quarter and... Oh, that won't do.
I tell you, how about... No.
Oh, I know. Now, here, you take this $50, and I... Oh, no, that's wrong, isn't it? Now, let me see. How much have I here?
$1.25, and we owe you 30 cents.
Yes, exactly. 30 cents from $1.25 is 95 cents. Now, has anyone a nickel?
Here's a nickel.
Oh, splendid. And here's $1.
Huh?
And here are your 2 tickets.
Oh,
and
thanks.
thank you so much. Goodbye.
$1.25, 2 tickets for 15 cents.
$1.35. That'll be. Let's see. I gave her a half a buck, and she. Hey, somebody got jibbed on that deal. Was it us?
Well, search me. You ought to know. You're the big business Tyrone.
That's typhoon.
It is not. A typhoon is a bottle that squirts soda water.
That's a siphon.
Siphons are snakes.
Well, then what's a python?
A python is a snake that looks like
Gildersleeves.
Hello there, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Fibber.
Hi, Bucky.
Say, do you mind if I borrow my coal shovel?
Why, certainly not, Mr. Gildersleeve. You can borrow your coal shovel any time you want.
Yeah, but don't forget to bring it back, Gildy. Last time you borrowed your coal shovel, you kept it pretty near 2 weeks.
I'm awfully sorry about that, McGee. But I paid a lot of money for that coal shovel, and, well, I like to take a look at it now and then.
What do you want it for? What did you want it for, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, I wasn't home this morning, and When they delivered my 5 tons of coal, the driver dumped it right on my front lawn.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes. I called the coal company, and they said one of the neighbors told them to dump it there. If I ever lay my hands on the long-nosed, interfering, meddlesome fool...
Now, wait a minute, Gildersleeves. Be careful what you say about me.
So it was you, was it?
Was I?
McGee, you ruined my lawn. I've got to shovel 5 tons of coal into the basement.
Well...
And by George, you're going to help me.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Gildersleeves, if you ain't the most brazen, high-handed linthead I ever saw. Here I do you a favor by telling the coal men where to put the coal, and then you come barging in here and asking for your coal shovel to put the coal in the basement and demand that I help. Why, that's un-American.
I'd refuse to do it, dearie. He can't force you.
No.
Oh, I can't, eh?
No.
I'll drag him out there by the scruff of the neck.
Who'll drag who out by what scruff of whose neck? You lay one pinky on me, Gildersleeves, and I'll push your chest back up where it used to be.
You will, eh? Why, you little pupstart. I'll shake you till your eyes roll around like a pinball game.
Oh, yeah. You big muscle-bound muscle-bound moose. I'll choke you till that foghorn voice of yours sounds like a penny whistle. I'll do worse than that. Molly.
Yes, dearie.
Take Gildersleeves' name off of that Christmas list.
It isn't on.
Well, write it on and then scratch it off again. I'll just give somebody else that Daisy air rifle.
You're a hard man, McGee. Gee whiz, I've always wanted a Daisy air rifle. I'll bet you don't know what I was going to give you.
What?
I won't tell.
Oh, come on, I told you.
Well, but you're not going to do it. You're mad at me.
I ain't mad at you, Gil. Honest. What you going to give me?
Well... You know how you've always wanted a Boy Scout knife with 6 blades.
Oh, boy, a real scout knife, huh? One that's got a thing on it that you can hang it on your belt with?
Yes.
I give up.
Look, Gildy, we shouldn't ought to argue like this here. It's too near Christmas. We ought to be full of goodwill and the Christmas spirit, brotherhood and love for your neighbor and all stuff like that there. I'll help you shovel in your dirty old coal.
It isn't just on account of I'm giving you that scout knife.
Gildersleeves, that knife never entered my mind.
Yeah? For a while there, I thought it was going to enter your throat. Now, if you 2 anthracite athletes are going to shovel that coal, go ahead and do it.
Okay. Get your coat and hat, McGee. It's pretty cold out there.
Okay. I got an old coat right here in this box.
Yeah, well, hurry up.
Got to straighten up that closet one of these days. Come on, Gilbert.
a nice front yard Gildersleeves got here, ain't it, Molly?
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Well, it certainly is.
Even that big pile of coal is very effective. Contrasted with the white snow and all.
Hey, what are you two talking about? You've seen my front yard 1,000 times.
Pipe down, Gildersleeve. We're planting the scene.
Oh. Excuse me.
Well, get to work, boys. I can hardly wait to see McGee swing that shovel.
Don't worry about me. I ain't so bad.
Well, hello there, kid.
Oh, hi, old timer.
Hello there, old
buy
timer.
some plum pudding for the holidays? Best you ever had. Make it myself.
Will it keep?
Indefinitely, daughter.
Fine. Ask us again next year.
Yeah, it's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it.
Did you hear it?
The way I heard it. Wait a minute. How about you, Throckmorton? Want to order plum pudding?
No, I don't.
Thought not. The way I heard it, one feller says to t'other feller, say, says, Hey, wait a minute. Either of you folks want to order any mincemeat?
Not me.
I don't believe so.
Okay. One feller says to t'other feller, say, says, I see you're listening to Fibber McGee and Molly. Gonna hear 'em again next week at this time? No, says t'other feller. Not if they're this week next time. Well, sorry you kids don't want any plum pudding. It's going to be mighty good.
I didn't even know you could cook, old timer.
Can't, Johnny. But if I get enough orders, by criminy, I'll learn. So long, kid.
All right, McGee, get busy.
You better start it off, Gildy. It's your shovel.
Well, we can't rush into this now.
Well, now listen. One of you better start, or I'll go back to the house and bring Uncle Dennis over. He'll do it.
Oh, no. Get busy, Gildersleeve. Come on, snap in there.
All right.
That's it. There.
Oh. Now try shoveling some in with the window open.
I thought I told you to go down there and open that basement window, McGee.
I did open the basement window. You threw that in the living room. Here, let me take that shovel. I'll show you how it ought to be done. With rhythm.
What do you mean, rhythm?
He means you've really got to swing that coal, Porter. I didn't like it either. Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, hello, folks.
Hi, Harlow.
What's the matter?
What you mean, what's the matter?
I mean, the way Gildersleeve's staring at me. What have I done?
It's what you're going to do that fascinates me, my boy.
What's he going to do, Gildy?
You know as well as I do what he's going to do.
Huh?
He's going to give out with some advertising.
Well, so what?
I want to see how he gets into it, that's all. Two men standing over a pile of coal with a shovel. Now, how can he get into Johnson's self-polishing glow coat from that situation?
Why, it's perfectly simple. What happens when you shovel coal in the snow? You get your feet muddy. You track it into the kitchen. But do your wives care? Certainly not. Their kitchen linoleum is protected with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, the no-rubbing polish that shines as it dries. All she has to do is wipe up the muddy tracks with a damp cloth. No rubbing, no scrubbing, no mopping. Why, Johnson's glow coat writes its own sales talk in this situation.
By George, I guess it does.
Didn't even have to give it any thought, did you, Mr. Wilcox?
Why, of course not. I just looked down at that pile of coal there in the snow, and there it was, in black and white. Well, I'll see you later, folks.
Someday, mark my words, that guy's going to get stumped. And you know what'll happen then?
No, what?
He'll cut the stump up into boards, build a floor, and cover it with linoleum and go on from there. Well, Gildy, what do you say we knock off for a little rest?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, for goodness sake, you've thrown one shovelful of coal into that cellar and you stopped to rest. I'm going to go back to the house and finish that Christmas shopping list.
Hey, Molly, make us a pot of coffee, will you? We'll be kind of tired and cold before long.
The way you've been working, I'd suggest tea and lady fingers. I'll be back in a huff with the stuff.
Well, let's say we get going, Gildy.
Yes, I guess we better.
Yeah.
You start, McGee. I want to light a cigar.
No, you start. I want to unwrap a stick of gum.
Well, that's all right. No hurry.
Yeah.
This coal has been in the ground 2 million years. I guess it can wait 5 minutes longer.
I'll say so. It's the rush and scurry of modern living that's devitalizing the human race.
Yeah.
I made it. Some gum, Gildy?
No, thanks. Have a cigar?
No, thanks. There's nothing harder in the world than shoveling coal, is there?
Hi, Mr. Gildersleeves.
Oh, hello, little girl.
Hi, Sid.
Hi. What you doing? Who's watching?
We're shoveling this coal into Mr. Gildersleeve's basement, and we're very busy. So you better run
We
along.
got steam heat at our house, I betcha.
Well, so have I, little girl.
Well, and what you want the coal for?
The coal is what makes the steam, sis.
Oh.
That's right, little girl.
How can all that black coal make all that white steam?
Now, look, sis, we ain't got time to delve into the physical and chemical aspects of the matter, but roughly, the steam is a result of combustion in the form of a vapor. You know what a vapor is?
Sure I do, I betcha. We got one on our windshield.
Oh, my goodness. Windshield vapor. No, little girl. Let me explain this. Steam is the result of the evaporation of water under extreme heat. Now, you know what makes the whistle blow on a steam engine.
Sure. The engineer.
Now, wait a minute, sis. The simple fact remains that we got to get this coal shoveled in, see?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else, Mr. Gildersleeves has got to keep warm this winter, you know.
Gee, does everybody in the world use coal, mister?
Practically, yes.
Well, with few exceptions, such as Ireland. In Ireland, they burn peat.
Pete who?
Not peat anybody, just peat.
Oh, an orphan, huh?
No, not an orphan. Peat, little girl, is semi-carbonized vegetable matter.
Well, gee...
You better let me handle this, Gildersleeve. Now, look, little girl.
All righty.
I'll try to explain.
Gee, that'll be peachy, mister. Go ahead.
I will if you'll quit interrupting me. You see, the coal...
I won't interrupt you anymore, I betcha.
That's fine. Now then, you see...
Because interrupting people isn't polite, is it?
No, it isn't. Now, for the love of Pete.
If you love Pete, why do you burn him?
Oh, sure. Take it, Gildy.
Okay. Now, look here, little girl. We're very busy, so you run along and play so we can...
I can't, I betcha. Not till I give you the message.
What message?
My daddy went hunting and he brought back a deer. He wants to know if you and Mr. McGee can come over tomorrow night for a vanishing dinner.
Oh, you mean a venison dinner, don't you, sis?
Do I?
Sure.
Okay.
You tell your father we'll be delighted to come, little girl.
Tell him that for me, too, sis. This is the first we ever been invited to your house.
Yes, first time for me also.
I know it. Papa said he couldn't resist the opportunity, I betcha.
What opportunity? This is just a venison dinner, isn't it?
Sure, but he said he could hardly wait to see you two passing the buck to each other at close range.
The King's Men sing The Bad Humor Man.
Hey, little kiddies, do you hear that noise?
Better fly. Better fly.
Better fly. Here comes the enemy of girls and boys.
What a guy. What a guy.
What a guy. Hear his bell. Hear him yell. Drop your philosophies and drop your toys and run pell-mell. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. It's the Bad Humor Man. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. With a frown on his pan. Oh, he hates his job and he hates his beat.
He hates everyone on the street.
So he sings ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling as he goes on his way. With his wagon rumbling, he keeps grumbling. Gee, it's an awful day. Up every morning at the break of day.
What a life. What a life.
What a life. Cold cup of coffee on the breakfast tray.
What a wife. What a wife.
What a wife. All day long, things go wrong. So as he wanders on his weary way, he sings this song. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. I'm the Bad Humor Man. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. I got a frown on my pan. Oh, I don't like anything, no siree. I hate people and they hate me. Grouchy old feller indeed is he. Ought to hang him to a sour apple tree. Come along, come along, come along. We can stop him today. When he starts in grumbling, send him tumbling on. That Bad Humor Man.
I know you're just as grimy, but are you as groggy as I am, Gildersleeves?
I'm pretty tired, McGee, but it's good for us. Gives tone to the muscles.
Yeah, and at the next tone signal, that's my muscle signing off. If it wasn't for that scout knife you're giving me, Gildersleeves. Oh, here comes Molly with a hot coffee.
Welcome, Mrs. McGee, welcome.
Well. Which one of you boys is Amos?
Yes.
Now, don't twit us, Molly. We're all wore out.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Will Mammy's little cold black rose have a mug of jabbing?
Yeah, thanks.
You know, this is mighty nice of you, Mrs. McGee.
No, not at all. How many lumps, Mr. Gildersleeves?
There's about a half a ton there. Will be... Oh, you mean sugar. Yeah, 2, please, and a few drops of cream.
Where's the cream shake, Peter? And Mrs. McGee and Mr. Gildersleeves. Hello.
Good day, Mr.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, I don't like to be making any derogatory remarks, but why don't you wash your faces? My goodness, I didn't know you could get so dirty on the radio.
Well, you can't shovel coal without getting a little grimy, Nick.
Too bad you weren't here a couple of hours ago, Mr. DePoplis. You could have helped him.
Oh, not me, Cupid. It's too strenuous for me. My doctor says I must not do any violent exercises. You know, arthritis.
Oh, have you got arthritis?
Sure, he's my doctor, Dr. Stanopoulos Arthritis.
Well, what's he treating you for, Nick?
$2 a visit.
Oh, what have you got?
$1.50, but my credit is good, sweetie.
Now, this isn't getting us anyplace.
Where do you want to get, Cupid? My car is right around the corner.
No, it's just an expression, Mr. DePoplis. I'm not going anywhere. I'm waiting to see these 2 chevaliers get the rest of that coal in.
We just stopped for a breathing spell, Mrs. McGee.
Yeah, you don't mind if we breathe, do you?
I don't care if you have bell-bottom pants. But I wish you'd get through and clean yourself up.
Me too, Cupid. I think they are disgraceful to the neighborhood. You know what I would do if I was shoveling all that coal?
What would you do?
I wouldn't do it. Well, I'd better be getting along, and don't forget, we want you all to come over to our house for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving? Hey, that's 11 months and 2 weeks away.
We can wait. So long, now.
Come on, boys. Get busy. You'll catch coal standing around here like this.
Okay, Mrs. McGee. I'll take the rest of it.
Nice going, Gildersleeves.
Thanks, chum. And I'll have to admit you've been a great help to me.
Oh, it was nothing that any red-blooded, clean-living American boy wouldn't have done, Gildersleeves.
Oh, yes, it was, McGee.
Huh?
My goodness, the way you've toiled and slaved to help me today, with your little biceps quivering and your frail little legs tottering.
I ain't got legs like a frail. Don't you get it, Molly? He says something about my frail little legs.
Ain't funny, McGee.
Oh, well, they're all tired anyway.
Now, come on. Put your coat on before you catch your death of cold.
My coat? Where did I put my... Hey, you know what I done?
Oh, what'd you do, McGee?
When I went down to open your cellar window, I laid my coat down on the basement floor. And you know where it is now? Down there in your basement under 5 ton of coal. What? It's a good thing it's an old coat.
I'll give it back to you in the spring, McGee.
For goodness sake, McGee, I don't think that's anything to laugh about. Go down there right away and dig it out.
Oh, no, sir, not me. I'm all wore out now.
Mr. McGee.
Huh?
Oh, Mr. McGee, I have wonderful news for you.
What is it, Mrs. Uppington?
You won first prize on our raffle.
What?
Well, that's wonderful.
I won first prize?
Yes, you did. Now, give me the ticket, Mr. McGee, and I'll give you the prize right now.
The tickets?
Yes, the raffle tickets, McGee. Where are they?
Why, hey, I left them tickets in my coat pocket, and my coat is down under the... Oh, no. No. I wouldn't shovel 5 ton of coal again for $100.
Oh, but Mr. McGee, the prize is $100.
What?
Yes.
It is? Give me that shovel, Gildersleeve, and get out of my way.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to shovel 5 tons of coal again for $100. Come on.
How many hours of work do you save in a year by using Johnson's self-polishing glow coat? Well, it's a good many, I can tell you. Enough to do plenty of other things. Bridge, movies, playing with your children, or just plain and fancy sitting around. Glow coat is a valuable time saver. It does away with tiresome floor scrubbing and requires no rubbing or buffing. Practically no work at all from you. And yet Glow coat makes your floors very beautiful. Keeps the colors of your linoleum bright and fresh. Makes the linoleum last longer. No wonder Johnson's Glow Coat has gone on month after month, increasing in popularity. If you're not a Glow Coat fan, try this easy-to-use floor polish just once on your kitchen floor. Oh, and by the way, when you're looking for practical, inexpensive Christmas gifts for your friends, why not consider either Johnson's Wax or Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat? I can assure you they'll be as welcome as they are useful.
I have tons of coal. Measly $100. Certainly made a very nice coat. Like this. Look at these calluses. Okay, Molly, okay, you've done enough. Hand me the shovel, I'll do the rest. Good night.
Good night, Hall.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
If you're the proud owner of one of those handsome new two-tone cars, let me make this suggestion. Keep the finish beautiful by protecting it occasionally with Car New, Johnson's sensational new auto polish. Car New will keep the finish looking like new and will save you work in the bargain because Car New actually cleans and wax polishes in one operation, 2 jobs at one and the same time. No longer is wax polishing expensive or laborious. Whether your car is old or new, give it this modern beauty treatment. Ask your dealer for Johnson's Car New, spelled C-A-R-N-U. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is Chicago WMAQ.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by the King's Men and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Free for All. Is such an important room in the house, you can't blame a woman for wanting to make it cheerful and convenient. In the first place, it's her workroom, where she spends a good many hours. Also, it's a room where both neighbors and family like to visit. Why shouldn't it be a pleasant room with colorful curtains, convenient cabinets, and a beautiful, easy-to-keep clean floor? That, of course, is where Johnson's Glow Coat comes in. A floor that's kept sparkling with Glow Coat does wonders for your kitchen. Keeps it clean and bright with a minimum of work. And don't forget that the regular use of Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat makes your linoleum last from 5 to 10 times longer. Now, you know, of course, that Glow Coat needs no rubbing or buffing. It's self-polishing. Glow Coat gives a floor lasting luster, has a flexible film that wears evenly and smoothly without chipping. And Glow Coat is economical because a little goes a long way. But for real Glow Coat results, don't be satisfied with anything but the original Johnson Self-Polishing Glow Coat with the familiar red and yellow label. Buy some tomorrow. The worst blizzard in 76 years has hit Wistful Vista. Snow has drifted up to the second-floor windows in some places, and this is one of the places, the home of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, it certainly is nice to stay home by a warm fire tonight, isn't it, dearie?
I'll say. Ain't a fit night out for man or Hitler.
I tell you, it must be terribly cold out.
Cold? Why, when I come home tonight, that snowman in front of Toops's was blowing on his fingers.
Say, what's the exact temperature?
Stick your head out the door and see what the thermometer on the porch says.
Oh, no. I wouldn't protrude my puss out those portals tonight for all the retreads in Detroit. No, sirree.
Well, then turn on the radio. It's just time for the weather report.
Oh, say, it is at that. I wonder just how cold it is.
Terribly.
Thanks.
Well, at least we're comfortable and warm here. You want to play a game of rummy, dearie?
No, I got a lot of stuff to do. Never have a better chance to do them, too, either.
Just what have you got to do?
Oh, I got to paste my defense stamps in my book, and sort out my trout flies, and write a letter to Aunt Sarah thanking her for my Christmas present.
She didn't send you any Christmas presents.
Well, I'm in a sarcastic mood.
Well, I'm glad you're going to be busy, McGee. Maybe I can finish knitting this.
This what?
I wish I knew. I'm not much of a knitter yet.
Well, you're a swell needle pointer.
I know, but the Army has some silly objections to needlepoint sweaters. Now, maybe if I'd...
My gosh, there's somebody at the door.
You know, that's what I love about you, McGee. You grasp things so quickly. Well, let them in. They'll freeze to death out there.
Okay, but if it's the good humor man, he ain't using good judgment.
Good evening. I'm Mr. George Melvin. Come in. At the door. Let me get the door. Hello.
The wind goes through you like a collector from the Internal Revenue. What'd you say your name was, Bud?
Spelvin. George Spelvin. You're Mr. McGee?
That I am indeed. And this is my wife, Molly. Molly, Mr. Spelvin.
Oh, how do you do, I'm sure.
Delighted, madam. My, it's nice and cozy in here. Don't tell me you're knitting on a tiny garment. Congratulations. When is the happy event?
Huh?
It isn't a tiny garment. It's a sweater for a soldier. And if I don't stop dropping stitches, it won't be a happy event either. Have a chair, Mr. Spellbound.
Spelvin, and thank you. But first, I'd better drop this overcoat and these wet overshoes in the hall.
McGee. Who is he?
I don't know. But I wouldn't turn a dog away on a night like this. And he looks kind of like an old hound I used to have. Well. Have a chair, Spelvin, old man.
Thank you. A nice place you have here, Mrs. McGee.
Thank you. We like it. We have to. We own it.
Well, I imagine you'll be seeing a great deal of it for the next few days. You won't be able to get downtown to a restaurant till this storm is over.
Well, so what? Home is where the heartburn is, I always says. Did you want to see me about something, Spelvin?
What? Oh, yes. Mr. McGee, I have a special message to you from the governor.
Heavenly days from the governor. Maybe you've got an appointment, dearie.
Well, it's about time. I volunteered for everything from air raid warden to mixing macaroons for Marines. What'd the governor say, Spelvin?
Well, first, Mr. McGee, may I ask if you have a car?
Every time I see it, I ask myself the same thing.
Sure, I got a car, Bud. Tip-top condition, too.
You're not kidding, McGee. That top tips under any condition.
Well, it really doesn't matter as long as it runs.
Oh, it runs. That car will do 55 in second gear, Spelvin.
And 30 in high.
Oh, now, Molly, you're giving George here entirely wrong impression. You see, George... You don't mind if I call you George, do you?
Oh, not at all. Glad to have you.
Fine. You see, Spelvin, before we were married, my wife used to go with a guy that owned a Stutz Bearcat, and she never got over
Never mind me, McGee.
Huh?
What did the governor say?
Yeah, what'd he say, Spelvin?
Well, the fact is, McGee, it's of the utmost importance that you...
Oh, dear. Now who? You answered, McGee. I'm right in the middle of a mistake in my knitting.
Okay. Excuse me a minute, George.
Oh, certainly.
I suppose somebody wants me to tie some hot coffee around my neck and go rescue their St. Bernard.
Hello there, Johnny. Hey, can I borrow that old-timer? Come on in. Open the door.
It's the old-timer, Molly.
Okay, Johnny. Just for a minute. Hello there, daughter. What you doing? Knitting for Britain or crocheting for the Malayan?
We can't stand that applause, can we? Oh, good evening, Mr. Oldtimer. May I introduce you to Mr. Spelvin? Mr. Spelvin, this is Mr. Hey, what is your name anyway, Mr. Oldtimer?
Yeah, I don't believe I ever heard it either.
Just call me Old-Timer, kids. Names don't matter. It's character that counts. As long as the feller's true blue, honest, straightforward, and backward.
Oh, don't be so coy. What's your name?
Come on, old-timer. After all, it couldn't be worse than Fibber.
Maybe not, Johnny, but I'm more sensitive than you are.
Won't you tell us?
Nope.
Just tell me.
Nope.
Whisper in my ear. I won't tell anybody.
Promise?
I promise.
Okay.
Oh, heavenly days, it couldn't be.
It is, though.
Can you imagine? Mr. Spelman, this is the old-timer.
How do you do, sir?
Well, hello, son. Sorry to butt in like this, kid. Just wanted to know if I could borrow a hot poker.
A hot poker? No, I'm sorry, old-timer. Our poker's busted.
What on earth did you want that for?
Oh, me and my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend?
No, my girlfriend, Frances.
Oh.
We were playing in the snow along the street here, diving into snowdrifts. And all of a sudden, I missed Fran. Must have knocked yourself out in a fire hydrant or something. Anyway, she's under a drift someplace along here, and I was going to jab around with a hot poker. Oh, well, guess I can use a sharp stick. See you later, kids. Good night, Mr. Tailspin.
Have another cup of coffee before you and McGee start talking business, Mr. Spelman?
Thanks. I believe I will. Delicious coffee, Mrs. McGee.
I'm glad you like it. I make it from a recipe I got from McGee's half-sister, Beth.
What do you mean, half-sister? She's my sister.
Not since she worked for that magician and he sawed her in two.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Just a family joke, Spell. We always kid Bessie about wanting to go on the stage.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
You know, I had a younger brother always wanted to go on the stage. Finally made it, too.
Good for him.
Yes, he was out in Desert Springs, Arizona once, and he wanted to go to Dry Gulch, New Mexico, but the trains weren't running, so he went on the stage.
Well, let's get down to business, Spelman. As long as you represent the governor, suppose you tell me just exactly what he wants me to...
Well, for goodness sake, more orphans of the storm. See who it is, McGee.
Okay, excuse me a minute, Spelman, while I see what no good this ill wind is blowing us.
Oh, good.
Hey, Molly, Uppy's here. Come on in, Uppy.
Oh, how do you do, Abigail? May I present Mr. Spelman, Mrs. Uppington?
How do you do?
Not the Mrs. Uppington through whose window someone threw a rock.
The very same, Spelman, the very same.
Will you have a cup of coffee, Abigail? You look awfully cold.
Oh, thank you, I will, my dear. And I am cold. In fact, I'm quite numb.
That's what I was telling Molly just this morning, Uppy. I says that Uppington trail is just about the...
McGee. He said numb.
Oh, Hey, what are you doing out on a night like this, Uppy? This kind of weather's only good for one thing.
Keep the Germans rushing back from the Russian front. You get it, folks? I says to keep
Ain't funny, McGee.
I thought it was rather amusing, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, thanks, Spell. Have a cigar?
Oh, thanks. I have one.
You got two? Thanks.
Answering your question, Mr. McGee, I had little Phoebe out for a walk. She adores the snow, you know.
Is Fifi your daughter, Mrs. Uppington?
Fifi is a Pekingese, Mr. Spelman.
How interesting. I'd love to meet her. Chinese girls are so intelligent, I say. I'd love to discuss the situation.
Fifi is a dog, Spelman, and she ain't interested in the foreign situation.
As I was saying, it was so blustery and so cold outside, I was frightfully afraid of being lost in the storm. And yours was the only light I could see for simply blocks, my dear. So I struggled through the drifts and finally succeeded in forcing my way through the snow to your front door.
But where's Fifi?
Oh, I took her home first.
Well, sit down and take a load off your eye millers, Uppy. Mr. Spelman here was just about to give me a message from the governor.
As a matter of fact,
What we need is a doorman. Does anybody here know any unemployed Eskimos? Well, go see who it is, McGee.
Okay, but... All right. Come on in, Marty. Come on in. Shut the door.
Oh, boy. Oh, gee. Thanks, Fibber. My hands were so cold I couldn't find the doorbell. I had to hammer with my elbows.
Haven't you got sense enough to stay home on a night like this, Harlow?
Well, my conscience was bothering me, Fibber. I just ran across a book I borrowed from you a long time ago. Here.
Oh, thanks. What is it? Oh, If Winter Comes. You sure this is mine?
Yep. I borrowed it in 1925. Hey, is that coffee I smell?
It is, and you do. Come on in, Harlow, and defrost your eyebrows.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
How do you do, Mr. Wilcox?
Hello, Mrs. Uppington.
Harlow, this is Mr. George Spelvin. Spelvey, old man, this is Harlow Wilcox. Your linoleum's best friend and severest critic.
I'm glad to know you, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, this is a coincidence, Mr. Spelvin. I was demonstrating Johnson's self-polishing glow coat to a Mrs. Spelvin yesterday afternoon, showing her how easy it was to apply, how quickly it dried to a beautiful polish, how the easier homework would take years off her life and put them on the life of the linoleum. Let me see. No, it wasn't Mrs. Spelvin either. It was Mrs. Woods. No, Crawford. That was it. Mrs. Crawford. No relation, I suppose.
Tall, dark woman with a mole on her arm?
No, short and stout with a poodle on her lap.
No relation, I guess.
Oh, speaking of poodles, Mr. Wilcox, I hated to take Mrs. Fifi out tonight.
Well, there's nothing like a dog.
There's nothing like Uppy's dog. I'll go that far with you. There ain't even another dog like her dog.
Yeah, I had a dog once.
Man's best friend, I always say. Just like Johnson's glow coat is a woman's best friend because it saves so much time and effort.
Heavenly days, Mr. Wilcox. Can't you forget Johnson's glow coat for 1 minute?
I don't know. I've never tried.
As I was saying, I had a dog once.
I did, too. A part Springer Spaniel on his mother's side and the smartest dog I ever knew on his father's side. Smarter than a human being.
Oh, now, McGee.
Well, he was. Every Sunday morning, he'd go out on the porch and look both ways up and down the street. Then he'd kind of shake his little head and come back in the house. Every Sunday morning for 11 years he did that.
Well, what was he looking for?
We never knew. He knew, but we didn't. So he was smart or not. I'll have another cup of coffee, too, Molly.
As I was going to say, I had a dog once.
That mud of George's is going to die of old age before he gets it into the discussion. Excuse me while I see who's at the door. Oh, man, Trivia, shut the door. Come on in.
Thank you, McGee.
Glad you dropped in, Latrivia. The conversation around here was going to the dogs. Hey, everybody, here's Mayor Latrivia.
Hello, Mayor. I don't believe you know Mr. Spelvin, Your Honor. Mr. Spelvin, this is Mayor Latrivia.
Yeah, I had a dog once. Oh, excuse me. I'm glad to meet you, Your Honor. How do you do? Are you a resident of our fair city, Mr. Spelvin?
No, he don't vote here, Latrivia, so you can let go of his hand now.
Mr. Selvin represents the governor, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, he does? Well. I see where Mr. Selvin and I can spend a profitable few minutes together. We can
have a cup of coffee, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, and an egg sandwich. I just stopped in to tell you, McGee, that a complaint has reached my ears.
I had the same thing last summer, Latrivia. Started in my neck and reached my ears in 2 days. The doctor says it was just a
Mr. McGee, please. I was about to say that I have received a complaint from the street commissioner that you have been remiss in the matter of snow removal from your front sidewalk.
Oh, well, thanks for warning me, Latrivia. It's a funny thing, too. I really enjoy shoveling snow.
You do?
You do?
I surely do. I'd rather hear the frosty clang of a snow shovel on a sidewalk than the finest symphony music in the world. To feel the red blood coursing through my veins as I swing that shovel to and fro. That marvelous glow that comes from exercising in the cold winter air. The sharp tang of the wind on my cheeks as my muscles respond to the healthy rhythm. And what an appetite I get. Sleep like a baby. Oh, I love the feeling of the snow.
Hold it, McGee. Where are you going, Mr. Mayor?
I'm going to shovel your walk-off for you. I haven't felt like that in years. There's the snow shovel.
Snow shovel's right in here, Latrivia.
Oh. Where, McGee?
Right here in the hall closet. Got to straighten out that closet one of these days.
The Kingsmen sing Que Ranchero.
A gay ranchero, a caballero, can always find someone to pet. A senorita, a sweet tita, her other love will soon forget. If he's insistent and she's not distant, the senorita will confess. A gay ranchero, a caballero, he'd only ask and she'll say yes. Soon there'll be a fiesta with a blushing bride, and the gay ranchero standing by her side. He'll be so excited on his wedding day. Ask him if he loves her, and you'll hear him say, "Si, si, tu amo, la señorita hermosita, estrellita. Si, si, tu amo, cuando le doy todo mi amor, floratita del corazón." Oh, look at Pancho, back on his rancho, with his Pepita by his side. She thinks he's handsome, worth any ransom. To him she's still a blushing bride. The gay ranchero, so very happy is he. The caballero, so very happy is he. And all the world knows how they met. This very happy ranchero, this gay caballero, has not one single regret. Now to end the story that I once was told, here's a little secret that I must unfold. For they found the promise that they had in store. Now they're really counting those muchachas by the score. And maybe more.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, Mr. McGee?
Look, I think the storm's letting up a little.
Yeah, so if any of you want to get home before you really get snowed
Oh, I
in-
don't want to go home, Molly. I'm having fun.
And so am I, Mrs. McGee, and I can talk to your husband later.
Won't you join us, my dear, when you get through making the sandwiches?
He wasn't making any sandwiches.
Oh, she wasn't?
No, but I will. I guess Molly McGee can take a hint without being hit in the face with a wet bathing suit.
Well, I'll join you guys here. What's the plan?
We're playing Sinky Dink.
What on earth are Sinky Dink?
Well, look, it's my turn. I'll show you. All right. I'm thinking of a contented insect in an oil robe.
I knew. A snug bug in a chug rug. Now, your turn, Mr. Selvin.
All right. Now, what's a wide-awake quintet in a juke joint?
Oh, that's easy. A live five and a jive dive.
Oh, this game is a cinch. Let me try it.
Oh, do, Mr. McGee. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm thinking of a tired Indian in a borrowed teepee. Give up? A spent gent and a lent tent.
Oh, hey, you didn't give us time to guess, Fibber.
Ah, you wouldn't have got it anyway. Go ahead, Molly. It's your turn.
All right. I'm thinking of a hand-painted spark plug dancing with a red-haired kangaroo on a Wednesday afternoon. Good heavens. I can't think what that would be. Neither can I, so I'll go out and make some sandwiches. Go ahead and have fun. Oh, dear, go see who that is, McGee. It may mean extra food and more coffee.
Okay, excuse me, folks.
Oh, surely.
I don't find out pretty soon what the hell.
Hello, Mr. McGee. My goodness. Isn't it a terrible night out?
Yeah.
Not that any night out is very terrible to me, though, because, you have company.
Oh, come on in anyway. Hey, folks, here's Wallace Wimple.
Hello, Mr. Wimple. I don't think Mr. Wimple knows Mr. Spelvin, McGee. Mr. Spelvin, Mr. Wimple.
Good evening, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, it's nothing of the kind, Mr. Spelvin. It's a horrible evening. I'd never have buzzed out of the house if I hadn't run out of cigarettes.
Oh, you don't have to go clear to the cigar store, Wimp. I'll give you a couple of packages. What do you smoke?
Q-bed.
I didn't know your wife would let you smoke, Mr. Wimple.
Well, she doesn't really approve, Mrs. McGee. Not cigarettes, anyway. So she promised me a pipe last Christmas.
Briar, Wallace?
No, Mr. Wilcox. Lead. She promised she'd let me have it if she ever caught me smoking again. You see, Sweetie Face is my wife, Mrs. Selvin.
Oh, I see.
Sweetie Face is simply obsessed with health fads.
Oh.
Why, sometimes for dinner, we just have a heaping plate of spinach apiece.
Just spinach, Wimp?
Just spinach. I pretend I don't know she has a filet mignon under hers. And later I run out and get a nutty burger. But don't you ever protest against such inhuman treatment, Mr. Wimple? Oh, of course I had, Mrs. Uppington. Why, just last Saturday I said to her, Sweetie Face, I said, I'd like to have a little more freedom. And she said, why, Wallace, dear, how can you say that? Why, you're as free as a bird.
She did, really?
Yes. And then she said, in fact, I bet you can fly. And she threw me out the window.
Your wife sounds like quite a character, Mr. Sweetie Face.
Wimple Spelman. His wife's name is Sweetie Face.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, I wouldn't want anyone to misunderstand me. Sweetie Face is really a delightful person when you really get to know her. She says. Well, I must be running along, folks. It's been nice to see all of you, really.
You sure you can't stay a while and play some games, Mr. Wimple?
Well, if I do it, I better sit. I get one anyway. I'll stay. Now, let's all play games again. Now, hold us again.
Hey, just a minute, folks. Just a minute.
What's the matter, McGee?
Well, you're welcome to stay all night and play all the games you want, but Mr. Spelvin come here tonight with a message from the governor. Now, I don't want to wait any longer to hear what it is.
Well, we'll go in the other room, Fibber, and let you talk.
No. Now, we want you all to hear it, don't we, McGee?
Huh? Do we?
Why, of course we do. I'm proud of it.
Oh, well, I guess we do at that. All you people thought I was kind of unimportant around here, didn't you? Thought I'd never amount to anything. Well, there's going to be a few opinions changed around here tonight. Go ahead, Spelvin, old man.
All right, Mr. McGee. Do you realize that your tires wear out twice as fast at 45 miles per hour as they do at 30?
Why, certainly, we know all of that, but what is that?
Driving habits are hard to control. So what's the best answer? An automatic control. Therefore...
Hey, what's all this got to do with giving Fibber a state job?
Yes, why does the governor need our car?
That's what I've been getting at. It isn't so much that the governor needs your car as it is that your car needs a governor.
Hey, what is this, Bud? Who do you represent?
Well, you never let me quite explain that, Mr. McGee. I represent the Governor and Carburetor Corporation of New Jersey, and
When you step into some homes, don't they seem to be more livable and friendly than others, aglow with warm hospitality? A wax-protected home is usually a warm, friendly one. Floors that shimmer and gleam with a rich Johnson's wax polish add beauty to the entire home. They are protected, too, against wear and dirt, actual money-saving protection, and they're so much easier to keep clean. But this Johnson's wax protection and labor saving doesn't stop with floors. Wax your tabletops, chair arms, woodwork also, and your windowsills, Venetian blinds, shelves, refrigerator, shoes, luggage, lampshades. Then you'll be practicing what authorities call protective housekeeping. Right now and during the next year or so, it's important to take extra good care of your things. Give them an occasional application of genuine Johnson's wax, which you can buy now in 3 forms: paste, liquid, and the new cream wax especially formulated for furniture and woodwork. Oh, by the way, Johnson's wax is great, too, for Army boots and leather service equipment.
Ladies and gentlemen, this country has a big job ahead of it and won't stop till it's done. We've got to get in there with our money and our work and our loyal 100% support.
Yes, Uncle Sam has rolled up his sleeves, and now what he needs is more sleeves.
So let's give him our shirt. Good night.
Good night, all.
Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Remember the last time you walked down the shining hallway of a big modern office building or a hospital corridor? Did you stop to wonder how the floors in schools, hospitals, and public buildings are protected against the thousands of feet that tramp across them? How they're kept beautiful in spite of all that traffic? Well, if you were to look into the janitor's supply room in these buildings, you'd find Johnson's Wax polishes in a great many of them. Yes, those famous Johnson's Wax products are used in the maintenance of millions of square feet of such floors from coast to coast. Careful tests have proved the wax method to be best for beauty, best for economy, and labor saving. And in these fields, too, polishes that bear the Johnson label are given top ratings. If you have anything to do with the problem of maintaining the floors in schools, hospitals, churches, office, and public buildings, it will pay you to write to S.C. Johnson, Racine, Wisconsin, or Brantford, Canada, for full details. Winter is a wonderful time of the year if you care for that sort of thing. Some people like to stay home by the fire. Others like to go out and skate for hours on end. They don't even care which end. And here at 79 Wistful Vista are two of our favorite winter sports, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Don't get so close to the fireplace, dearie. You'll fall in.
Think I ought to put on another log on?
No, I don't. You've got it so hot in here now, the doorknobs are turning brown.
Yeah. Maybe it is a little warm at that. I'll open the window a second. Get a load of that ozone.
Put that window down, please.
Oh, boy, that air is wonderful out there.
Well, leave it out there. Don't bring it in here.
This is the kind of a night for a long walk, you know it? I'd like to get into my mucklucks, wrap a muffler around my neck, and hike out to Dugan's Lake and back.
Well, include me, as the saying goes, out. I'm very happy right here, with my glass of root beer, my new murder mystery, and my pan full of popcorn, if you'll pardon the vulgar expression.
Yeah, but
you hitch up the dog sled and carry the serum to Alaska. Mommy stays home. Go on, mush.
Yeah. Shucks, we may not have another night like this all winter. Clear, sharp, and beautiful. Makes your blood tingle.
I can get the same effect by sitting on my foot for 20 minutes.
Oh, gee whiz, I don't want to go alone. I just thought...
You were just bluffing, dearie. I know you. You wouldn't stir away from this fireplace tonight if it was snowing $10 bills.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll show you who's bluffing, Tootsie. By George, I'm going to get into my coat and walk clear out to Dugan's Lake and back. That's where I'm going to walk clear out to and back.
Your mittens are on the hall table.
Huh? Oh, okay. Well, here I go. I'm going now.
Hello, Mrs. McGee, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hi, Alice.
Hello, Alice, dear.
Creepers, you both look comfortable and happy sitting by this wonderful fire.
Well, himself here thinks it's very exhilarating weather, Alice. He's even thinking of taking a long walk.
Out to Dugan's Lake and back, Alice.
Are you kidding, Mr. McGee? Why, it's colder than the keel of a kayak.
Bah, just a tang in the air, that's all. Look, what do you say we all go? We can throw snowballs on the way and build a snowman. Ha, 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 ha. Dive into snowdrifts. Have fun. Come on, let's go.
Have some popcorn, Alice?
Yes, thank you. What are you reading, Mrs. McGee?
Oh, it's a new crime club book, Alice. The Man Who Asks Why.
Oh,
it's wonderful. I've read page 39 4 times, thanks to my little lover of the great outdoors here.
Okay, sissies, okay. I'll go alone then. You two panty waists can stay here and make like a couple of hothouse petunias.
Well, I couldn't go anyway, Mr. McGee. Bud's calling for me in half an hour. We're going to a movie.
Oh, who's Bud, dear?
Bud is the floor walker in my department at the Bonton who always wears a carnation in his buttonhole's cousin.
I see. Well, you'll have to sit, if you don't get started pretty soon, because all the theaters are pretty crowded these days, in the balcony.
You and Bud will be perfectly welcome to stay here by the fire, Alice. There's plenty more popcorn and apples and marshmallows.
Oh, gee, thanks, Mrs. McGee. Maybe I will ask Bud to stay here this evening. We could sit by the fire and... Oh, look at Mr. McGee. You look like you were going to the North Pole, Mr. McGee.
Enjoy yourself, dearie.
Oh, I will, believe me. A few miles in this bracing air and
I'll get it.
I'll get it. Wait till I take this overcoat off.
You don't have to take your coat off to answer the phone.
Maybe somebody wants me to stay home for something or other. Hello? Who? Oh, yeah, she's right here. For you, Alice.
Oh, thanks, Miss McGee. Hello? Yes, this is Alice. What? No, that wasn't my father. That was the house that I rent a room in's owner. Yes. Well, look, Bud, how about if we stay right here tonight? The fireplace is... What? Fine. Goodbye, Bud. He says I talked him into it.
Well, you get going, McGee. Here's your coat and mittens.
Huh? Oh, well, okay. Well, so long.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, here I go.
Hello, McGee. Anybody home?
Oh, my
gosh, old Doc Gamble. Come on in, Doc. Take off your things. Here, Molly, take my coat. I can't go out now. Yeah, we got company. Ah, good old Doc. Come on right in, Docky. Sit a spell, Howard.
Well, this has all been very nice, but I don't want to upset any of your plans. I see little Bucklewart here is all dressed up to go out.
Ah, forget it, Doc. Stick around. I'm just going out for a little stroll is all. Nothing important.
A little stroll? In this blizzard? Why, your ears would drop off before you got to the corner. Not that wouldn't be a facial improvement.
Yeah? He says he's going to walk out to Dugan's Lake and back, Doctor.
Creepers, that's quite a hike. I rode out there once on the back of a fellow I knew at the airplane plant named Ozzie Simpson's motorcycle. And was it ever rugged? Oh, you said it.
Oh, sure. You're all making a lot of fuss about a little walk in the crisp winter air. I like winter walking. I feel marvelous with the wind in my face, head up, chest out, swinging my arms, with the frosty stars twinkling down.
Oh, stop it, you little double-malted extrovert. Well, you hate winter weather as much as I do. Any time I deliberately walk into a gale, it'll be Gale Patrick. Where are you going, Alice?
Oh, I've got to go up and fix my hair, Doctor. My boyfriend is coming over. Have a nice walk, Mr. McGee.
Thanks, kid. I will.
Take off your things, boys, and relax. I guess McGee's in for the night.
Why, of course he is. Ain't a fit night out for man nor beast. Not that McGee could be classified as either one.
I never heard such a lot of silly nonsense about a little walk in the fresh air.
Okay, go ahead, deep freeze. We'll give you a 10-minute start, and then we'll send out to St. Bernard's. What a switch that is. The dog's going to you.
I can take it. I got Indian blood in me. I'm 1/16th Potawatomi.
You know, I think he really is, Doctor.
Betcha.
At least he dances much better alone than he does with me.
Well, if he's 1/16th Indian, my mummy was an Egyptian. What does it prove, anyway? It's just, that's for me.
How do you know, Doctor?
Anytime the weather gets below zero and I'm chatting comfortably in a warm home with friends and the phone rings, it's for me. Somebody's child has just swallowed a toy soldier, and I've got to go and demobilize him.
Well, what'd you expect? Did you take up medicine so he could sit in your big fat office all the...
I'll get it. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Who? Yes, he's right here. For you, Doctor.
It is? Thank you. Gamble speaking. Yes. Well, yes, the bishop. Great Scott. Don't move him till I get there. Yes, I'll hurry. Hand me my coat and hat, McGee, quick. See you later, folks.
Oh, my gosh, something serious, Doctor?
Yes, when I left the hospital, I was in the middle of a chess game with one of the interns, and if he moves that bishop, I'm checkmated. Good night.
Hold up there.
Well, better put your hat and coat away, dearie. I knew you wouldn't really go for a walk tonight.
No, you did you? You think that big fat pill pusher talked me out of it, did you? No, sir. He just got my back up. That's just what he got up. Hand me my mittens again.
Here.
Hey, wait a minute. You don't think I ought to stay till Alice's boyfriend gets here?
Oh, no. You run along, or I'll begin to suspect you of deliberately stalling.
Why, Molly, how could you think such a thing? Much less say it. Why, I've been just waiting for a night like this, with the lacy branches of the trees glittering with ice, with the clean, fresh air blowing through these mittens. I've got a hole in them, did you know it?
I'll mend them when you get back, sweetheart. Have a nice walk.
Huh? Oh, I sure will. Well, so long.
Hello there. Anybody home?
Oh, well, hi, Junior. Come on in. Hey, Molly, here's your guy. Cold out there.
Yeah. Say, I don't want to break up anything, Mac, if you were going out. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox. Take off your coat and sit over here by the fire.
You're not interfering with a thing, Junior. Mighty glad to see you. I was merely going out for a little walk.
Out to Dugan's Lake and back.
Dugan's Lake? Why, there are 10-foot snowdrifts between here and Dugan's Lake. They wouldn't find your body till spring. Why, it's the cold-out General Grant statue is flapping his arms.
Please, Junior, you know I don't like to hear people exaggerate. Anyway, cold weather don't frighten me.
I was a fur trapper up north of Winnipeg for several years, you know that. And that's where they make the weather. I'll never forget one time. Here, let's take our coats off and be comfortable, Junior, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I'll never forget the time I was running my trap line and I smacked into a blizzard 32 miles from my cabin.
Gee, was it cold?
Was it cold? Junior, it was so cold the teeth in my pocket comb were chattering. The smoke from my campfire froze solid before it got 5 feet in the air. Just kind of congealed and fell over on the ground. And that's what saved my life.
Tell us about it, McGee, as if anybody could stop you.
Well, sir, quick's a flash. I piled peat on the campfire.
Peat? That's a kind of an inflammable turf, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was referring to Pete Umguk, an Eskimo that was working with me that season. I threw Pete on the fire because he was wearing a sheepskin coat that would make a big smoke, you see. Well, sir, fast as the smoke froze and fell down, I'd grab it and start piling it up. You ever handle any frozen smoke?
No, but we've heard a lot of hot air that was pretty solid.
Well, sir, frozen smoke is kind of like putty. Quite pleasant to work with. And in 15 minutes, I'd built us a little igloo out of that frozen smoke that Pete and I lived in for 10 days. And that darn near cost us our lives.
Why, pal? Did you inhale part of the ceiling?
No, but me and Pete was playing a game of Red Dog when the thaw come. All of a sudden, there we was, strangling and gasping and coughing. That frozen smoke had melted and was choking us to death. Holding my breath, I grabs Pete and hauls him out into the open air. Then I rushes back into that cloud of smoke.
Oh, dear. What on earth for, dearie?
I'd left my cigarette burning. Dangerous thing to do in the woods. Well, sir, that little experience taught me a valuable lesson, Junior.
It did, eh?
Yes, sir. From that day on, I never played another game of Red Dog with an Eskimo.
Well, if you should trap a few seals on your way to Dugan's Lake tonight, dearie, Mother could use a nice new coat, you know.
Hey, are you serious about taking a walk tonight, Mac?
I've never been seriouser in my life, Junior. There's nothing better for the inside of a man than the outside of a house, I always say. Remember, all our famous men have been great walkers.
Oh, I don't know, dearie. You know, Christopher Columbus rode a boat. Paul Revere rode a horse. And Fred Allen rides Jack Benny.
Yes, and don't forget that for a while walking met a great deal of opposition, too.
What do you mean, opposition? Whom from?
Housewives.
Uh-oh.
Oh, how do you like that? I ran into that with my big fat eyes wide open. Why can't I ever...
Well, what I mean is housewives used to complain about people walking over their kitchen linoleum, tracking it up with mud and snow and rain. But that was before they discovered Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
You're not whistling Dixie, Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, you know that housewives now, they know that spilled things and foot tracks can be so easily and quickly wiped off a Johnson glow-coated linoleum. Why, now they welcome the milkman on a muddy day.
Yeah, they do if he's got any butter, anyway. Otherwise,
in fact, you know, glow coat is one of the great labor-saving devices of the 20th century. No rubbing, no buffing. Just spread it around and let it dry. No fuss, no fume, no fret, no more popcorn.
No. Now, McGee just ate the last handful, Mr. Wilcox. Can you wait till I pop some more?
No, thank you. I've got to get along home. My wife promised me we were going to have crab bluey for dinner tonight.
Oh, well, trot along, Waxy. Don't keep him waiting.
Keep who waiting?
This crab Louie, whoever he is.
Oh, okay, pal. Good night, Molly.
Good night, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, it's cold.
And now for your information, dearie. Crab Louie is a kind of a salad.
How do you know? You ever meet him?
Not a him. It's a dish made of crab meat.
Oh, I see. Did he invent it?
Who?
This guy, Louie.
Louie who?
Well, search me. I never met him. He's a friend of Wilcox's.
Well, we'll ask them to bring him over some night.
Sure. What do we care if he's a crab? We'll jolly him up a bit. Well, I suppose I better be making some more popcorn.
No, dearie, I'll make the popcorn. You go on and take your walk. That is, if you weren't just kidding about it all this time.
What do you mean, kidding? When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Come anything or high water. Where's my overshoes? Ah, here they are.
Are you really going, McGee?
You betcha. And save a little popcorn for me. I won't be gone more than 3 or 4 hours.
Nothing like a brisk hike in the winter air to give a guy an appetite. Well, so long now.
Goodbye, Pet.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. I was just about to ring the doorbell.
Oh, well, look who's here. Hi, Carsey. I'm glad to see you. Come in. Hey, Molly, look who's here. It's it's Mrs. Carstairs.
Do come in, Mrs. Carstairs. Shut that door, McGee, for me to side.
Carsey, you'll never know how glad I am to see you. Shake hands and pardon my mittens.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. Goodness, that fire feels good, Mrs. McGee. If I may quote my husband, I'm colder than a well-digger's memories. But am I detaining you, Mr. McGee? I see you're dressed to go out.
Oh, no, nothing important, Carsey. Just going out for a little stroll.
Yes, out to Dugan's Lake and back.
Really? At 12 below zero? If you have a grudge against your insurance company, Mr. McGee, wouldn't it be simpler just to stand up in the bathtub and stick your wet finger into a light socket?
I guess you underestimate me as an outdoors man, Carsey. Did you know I was a fur trapper for several years up in the Saskatchewan country?
Oh, dear.
I'll never forget. One day I got caught in a terrific blizzard 32 miles from my cabin.
Good heavens, Mr. McGee. Was it cold?
Was it cold? My cow gave ice cream for 2 weeks.
Amazing.
Yes, it seems an utter impossibility.
Anyway, Carsey, here I was, caught in this terrific blizzard. Even the smoke from my campfire froze before it got 5 feet into the air. Just kind of congealed and fell to the ground. And that's what saved my life. Because quick's a flash, I piled peat on the fire, and when I got it going good...
The King's Men sing Yatata Yatata.
When I put my arm around you and we're going for a walk, must you yatata, 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 talk, talk, talk. When we're sitting close together in a cozy taxi cab, must you yatata, 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 get. Aristotle, mathematics, economics, and teacher. Then psychology, biology, photography, biography. Slow down, who cares? There's a brand new moon this evening, and the weather should be fine. If you yatata, same old line, I'll politely close your lips with mine. Here's a little sample conversation I heard. Pardon me if I quote. My last pair of nylons developed to run from the knee to the toe. Do you know anyone who can get any more without standing in line? Don't you think Spencer Tracy is simply divine? Shall we go to a movie, my dear? By the way, do you like the new turban I'm wearing today? Can we find a cafe with a nice atmosphere? I was sold on a steak. Did you say something, dear? You do it every time. There's a brand new moon this evening, and the weather should be fine. If you yatata, same old line. Though I'd really love to pop you, I know the only way to stop you is to close your lips with mine.
Sir, and that little experience taught me a valuable lesson, Carsey.
Did it indeed, Mr. McGee?
Yes, sir. From that day on, I never played red dog with an Eskimo.
Wasn't that an interesting experience, Mrs. Carstairs?
It really was, my dear. And while it might seem incredible to some, I happen to know it's true.
You do?
Yes. You see, Mr. Carstairs and I were motoring through Maine one winter en route to our hunting lodge.
Oh.
My husband goes up there every year to shoot moose.
And what happened, Mrs. Carstairs?
We had a blowout just as we encountered a blizzard. But my husband leaped out of the car, lit a cigar, and started blowing smoke rings, which froze almost instantly, of course.
Oh, well, Nat.
By
Finally, he blew one the exact size of our tires, mounted it on the rim, and we reached our hunting lodge in the nick of time.
What did you do when it melted, Millicent?
Oh, we're still using it, my dear. Yes, it's quite amusing how that tire has baffled our ration board. And do you know, every cold winter day since that time, my husband has smoked rough-cut tobacco.
What for, Kirsty?
He's trying to blow a smoke ring with a tread on it. Well, this has all been very entertaining, but I simply must go. Good evening.
Good night, Mrs. Carstairs.
Good night, Millicent. Did you ever hear such a line of malarkey in all your born days? Who does she think she's kidding with that smoke ring stuff? Frozen smoke rings. Why, that's impossible.
You know how some people exaggerate, dearie.
Yeah.
And you better get out of that overcoat. It's too late to go for a walk now.
Too late for who? I ain't afraid of the dark. I said I was going to walk to Dugan's Lake and back, and by George, I'm going to do it. And right now, too. Where's my mittens? Oh, here they are. Well, so long.
Bless his brave little heart. He hates walking like a jockey and snow like the Miami Chamber of Commerce. But he'll trudge out to Dugan's Lake like a little man.
Hey, Molly, look who I found coming up our front walk. Old civic virtue himself. Come on in, Latrivia. Old man, come on in.
Quit shoving me, McGee.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, Mrs. McGee, though it certainly is a bit of a cold one.
Yeah, it's cold, but it's stimulating, boy.
I don't suppose you'd have a small glass of something...
My goodness, what's the matter with me? McGee, get his honor a nice cold glass of root beer.
Why, sure.
No. Thank you, anyway. Come to think of it, if I took any liquids, I'd clink all the way home. As I was saying to our street commissioner this morning, Bunderson, I said, this is the coldest...
Incidentally, Latrivia, how much does he get a year?
Who, the street commissioner?
Yeah.
Well, you're a taxpayer, so I suppose you're entitled to the information. His salary is $7,500 per annum.
How much is that a year?
Per annum means per year, McGee.
Oh. Well, is that in addition to his commissions, Latrivia?
What commission?
Any commission. He's a commissioner, isn't he?
Yes, but he doesn't work on commission. He gets a straight salary.
Well, then why do they call him a commissioner?
Because he belongs to the street commission, you idiot.
Oh, he belongs to the commission, but the commissions don't belong to him, huh?
Is that your idea of fair play, Latrivia? Guy works all year long earning commissions, and the city says, no, you take your straight salary and like it. By George, I'm going to start an investigation, Latrivia, that'll stop...
You go right ahead, McGee. I've been investigated by bigger dunderheads than you in my day, and if I...
Now, there's no use flying into a rage, Mr. Mayor. I assure you the investigation will be fair and impartial.
Certainly. All we want is a square deal for our public servants.
Of course, but
man earns a commission, he's entitled to get a commission.
But he doesn't
Plus
get
his salary.
But he's not entitled to a commonary. As a member of the Common Council. What I mean to say is that the street... He's a member... We all in the... that is McGee.
Hey?
Will you do me a favor?
Why, of course he will, Mr. Mayor.
Just name it, Latrivia.
Well, when you get to Dugan's Lake, will you walk out to the exact middle of it and jump up and down? Hard!
Now, there goes a very thoughtless guy. I don't suppose he ever stopped to think what might happen if I jumped up and down on the ice on Dugan's Lake. It's pretty thin out there in the middle. Fella could bust right through.
Oh, well, he didn't know what he was saying, most likely.
No.
Look, dearie, if you're not going to Dugan's Lake, and I wouldn't blame you if you didn't...
What do you mean if I'm not going? Certainly I'm going, and right away, too. I got my backup about this thing, by George. I'll hate myself in the morning if I don't go through with it now. So long, baby.
Wait a minute. Here's your mitten.
Huh? Oh, thanks. Well, so long.
Enjoy yourself, darling.
Okay.
Heavenly days. I do believe he's really going. Well, now, where was I? Oh, yes, page 39. The alley where the dead man had been found was a blind alleyway between a building.
Hey, Molly, I'm home, safe and sound. What time is it?
Oh, hello, dearie. It's just 10:30. You've only been gone 3 hours. Did you enjoy your walk?
Oh, it was marvelous. I'm pretty tired, but it was worth it. Did you ever see the moonlight on Lake Dugan in wintertime?
Oh.
I'm telling you, it's a spectacle. The stillness, the blue shadows of the trees on the dunes, the swoop of a night owl over the drifted snow. Ah, by George, Molly, it's an experience that I'll never forget.
I'll get it, McGee. You must be completely worn out. Sit down and rest, sweet. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Yes? Who? Oh, he did? Oh, well, thank you very much, I'm sure. Goodbye. It was Kramer's drugstore, McGee.
Kramer's drugstore? What'd they want?
They said to tell you left your mittens on the pinball machine.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of America's favorite comedians comes back to the NBC airwaves tonight. You'll hear him on his new show over most of these stations directly following Bob Hope.
Yes, and we know you join us in wishing good luck and even greater success to Red Skelton.
Red has spent 2 years in the Army, folks, doing a grand job of entertaining our men here on the high seas and in Europe. Red is one of the fortunate GIs who has an assured future.
But there are thousands and thousands of men who will for many years be dependent on you and us for hospital care, for rehabilitation and return to civil life. And there's a debt of honor we owe the families of those who lost their lives in our service.
The only way we can really pay these obligations is by our purchases of victory bonds, a profitable security for you and a much-needed loan to our country.
Remember, it's strictly GI, government issue, a grand investment, and gratitude implied.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Products for home and industry, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax Products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with those accomplished accomplices, Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and your old Racine shifter, Harlow Wilcox. The writing is done from memory by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, and the music is dreamed up by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Why did you put that linoleum on your kitchen floor? Wasn't it to make your kitchen a brighter, more cheerful place to work in and to save yourself lots of work? Right. But if you don't take proper care of linoleum, it loses its beauty. And if you scrub it continually, it breaks down and becomes more and more difficult to keep good looking. That's why linoleum manufacturers themselves recommend that you preserve your floor coverings by applying a protective film of Johnson's Glow Coat. After that, you just wipe it off occasionally with a damp cloth, and it fairly sparkles. Glow Coat is, of course, self-polishing. It needs no rubbing or buffing, requires practically no work at all. Simply apply and let dry. In 20 minutes, your floors are beautifully polished and shining, never streaked or uneven. If you want your linoleum and other floors to look lovelier and save hours of work in the bargain, by all means use Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Well, it's a beautiful, cold, clear day in Wistful Vista. The kind of winter day that puts jingle bells in your arteries. The inviting, exciting, exhilarating sort of day which, if you're smart, you'll spend at home by the fireplace. Like Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, my, I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful winter day, McGee. Is it cold out?
Cold? I had to walk down the front steps backwards because my sheepskin coat kept turning its tail into the wind.
Why did you go out?
Get the mail.
Why, the mailbox is on the front porch. Why did you have to go down the steps?
To get in that gag about the sheepskin coat. Although I could have stayed on the porch and just said that when I came back in, my wristwatch was blowing on its hand.
Ah, my, it's an awful thing when a man has to be a comic just to go out and get the gas bill. Any more evidence of ham and the meat packers will assign you a picket. Any mail for me, dearie?
Just routine stuff. Gas bill, meat bill, due bill, grocery bill, electric bill. An invitation. Oh, boy, I wish we could do it.
Do what?
Go to the Winter Sports Carnival at Petoskey, Michigan.
Oh?
Look, we got an invitation. February 1st to February 9th.
We got an invitation from the Miami Chamber of Commerce last year that was good for all winter.
But them winter sports, how I love them. The clear ring of skates on the ice, the joyous yells of the bobsledders.
And the happy crackle of ankle bones on the ski slide.
Remember what a skater I used to be, Molly? Remember how I used to take a racing start and leap over 9 empty barrels side by side?
As I remember it, you also did it end over end.
Boy, what a skater I was. Remember how Shipstead and Johnson used to come out to the rink and watch me for hours on end, getting pointers? They always said they'd learned a great deal from me.
They do burlesque comedy on skates, don't they?
Yeah. Yes, sir. When I used to go out on the ice, people would kind of gasp and say, "Boy, look at that figure 8."
Yeah, and then somebody else would say, "And look, he can skate, too."
You know, this makes me hanker to put on my old keen cutters and go out to Dugan's Lake, Molly. What do you say we go out to
Oh, now, look, Pet, let us not delude ourselves. We are no longer children. Personally, I have arrived at the age where I'd rather spectate than participate.
Spectate my clavicle. Put a pair of skates on them pretty little feet of yours, and you'd make the rest of them young tomatoes look like perch around. Come on, Molly, what do you say? We'll rent a couple of pair of skates and we'll go out...
Come in. Oh, hello there, Dr. Gamble. Do come in.
Hello, Molly. And how are you, Bubblegum?
Hi, Fever Chart. Hey, Doc, Molly has an idea we're a little long in years to go ice skating. What do you think, Doc? Huh?
Well, to be brutally frank, Crouch Pouch, you're too old to take up anything more violent than drawing mustaches on advertisements. If you'll take the advice of your family physician, and if you do, it'll be the first time, you'll strap nothing on your feet that hasn't got a blue jay on the container.
He has a terrible hankering to go skating, Doctor. And really, he used to be very good at it.
Good? I was terrific. Come on out to Lake Dugan with us, Doc, and I'll give you a few elementary lessons. What do you say? It'll be the first time Dugan's Lake ever had a quack on it in midwinter.
No thanks, little boy Blow. Although I may be on hand to revive you when they haul you out of a hole in the ice. If I live long enough, there are 2 phrases which will make me a rich man. 1, I drive better when I've had a few drinks. And 2, let's skate out a little farther.
You know, there's a third one, too, Doctor. A new one. And I quote, "There's a storm up ahead. Let's fly through it." Unquote.
Oh, you won't skate, eh, Aerosmith? Shall we do that again? You don't trust yourself out where you haven't got a patient's wrist to hang on to, eh?
Listen, Mouse Muscle, I haven't got time...
I'll get it.
I'll get it. Hello? Yeah? Who? Sure, Doc.
Thanks. Hello? Gamble speaking. Who? Oh, yes, Doctor. You developed the X-ray plates? I see. Small gastric ulcer, Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. Well, thank you very much, Doctor. And send the bill to me. Bye.
Hey. Why send the bill to you, Doc?
Why not? It's my ulcer. Well, have fun at Dugan's Lake, Stumblebum. And you too, Molly.
Well, thank you, Doctor. It might do us both good at that to get out for a little while. Say, didn't you skate when you were a boy?
He never was a boy. He was born with sideburns and a case full of sodium bicarbonate.
As a matter of fact, friends, I was a bit of a no-good when I was a boy. I thought if a man shot a good game of pool and could peddle a little bootleg hooch without getting caught, he'd really get somewhere. And when I found out where he'd get, I decided I didn't want to go there. You know what I wish?
What, Doctor?
I wish that every boy, when he reaches the age of 18, could read his own obituary and then either correct it or live up to it. See you later.
Billy Mills and the orchestra and Atlanta, GA.
Come on, Molly, let's go out to Dugan's Lake. We can stop someplace and I'll rent you a pair of skates. I might even buy you a pair.
Oh, now, please, McGee, let's not be childish. I'm in better condition than you are, and I'm much too brittle to go ice skating.
Oh, you're never no such a thing. I see guys skating out there all the time, and women, too, that are old enough to be your grandmothers. Gee whiz, don't you remember how we used to waltz together on skates?
Yes, but I'm afraid I'd sit most of them out now. The hard way. Come in.
Hello there, kids. I just seen that gambler across town, and he says you were going to go skating out to Dugan's Lake. So I come busting right over.
Oh, you want to go with us, old-timer?
Nope. Just wanted to tell you I couldn't make it today. Got to get my hair done.
Oh, getting a finger wave, Mr. Blasingame?
Nope. Cooking a rabbit for supper, daughter.
You a pretty good cook, Rupert?
Hey!
I
sure am, Johnny. When I was in the Seabees out there in the Solomon Islands, I was made camp cook for 1,100 men. One noon, I made them an omelet that...
Oh, wait a minute there, Rupe. You made one omelet for 1,100 men? How many eggs did that take?
42 shovels full, Johnny. We used powdered eggs.
How on earth did you cook an omelet that big?
Hey!
She said how?
Well, sure, kid. I borrowed a concrete mixer, set her out on a runway, shoveled the eggs in, added 50 gallons of powdered milk, 5 pounds of salt, 2 pounds of pepper, stuck a fire hose into it, turned it on, and beat the gong for lunch. Boys said it was the best omelet they ever ate.
Yeah, but all those ingredients were cold. How did you cook it without heat?
Hey!
How did you cook
without heat? Without heat on a concrete runway in the Solomon Islands at high noon? Are you kidding, Johnny?
Were you a cook all the time you were in the Seabees?
Hey!
Were you a cook?
Had a little accident. They took me off the job. Seems like I was making me a big tureen full of vegetable soup one evening, and a seaplane mistook it for a lagoon and landed in it. Would have been all right, but he cracked up on a ham bone I threw in for flavoring, and I got court-martialed for obstructing navigation.
Oh, dear. Well, they should have given you credit for designing a new airplane. A split P-38.
That's pretty good, daughter, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, t'other feller says, I see where there's a filibuster going on in Congress. What's a filibuster? Well, says t'other feller, a filibuster is where a bunch of guys that hate music gang up around the jukebox with $40 in nickels to keep you from playing America the Beautiful. See you later, kids.
Oh, dear. Well, how about it, Monty? Are you going skating with me,
Oh,
Monty?
now, please, McGee. You go if you want to.
Oh, come on. We'll take it easy. I'll build a big fire at the edge of the lake and we can roast some weenies. What do you say?
When I was a girl and somebody had suggested such an excursion, wild horses couldn't have held me at home.
Well?
But now that both the horses and I are older and smarter, I don't think that
Hello, folks. Say, I hope you're not planning on going anywhere today. That air is sharp enough to appear on information, please.
As a matter of fact, Junior, I was trying to persuade Molly to go ice skating with me.
With, he might add, little or no success, Mr. Wilcox.
Ice skating? Aren't you being a little eccentric, pal? I'll bet you haven't been on a pair of skates for 30 years.
He's been on a lot of thin ice, however.
Junior, ice skating is an art which, once mastered, is indelibly printed on a man's mind and muckles. I could put on a pair of runners right now and make Sonia Henney look like a barefoot kid walking across a field full of hot rocks.
That's tall talk, pal. Mighty tall talk. Did you ever skate professionally?
Well, he says he had a skating act in vaudeville, Mr. Wilcox.
Why, certainly. I and a guy by the name of Fred Nittany from Starved Rock, Illinois. We played every theater in the United States, almost.
Go on. With an ice skating act? What'd you do for ice?
Oh, I just give the bellboy 2 bits, and I said, oh, you mean ice for You mean to skate on in our act?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, McGee, how many theaters had freezing units on the stage?
None of them. We didn't use ice. We carried a huge sheet of plate glass we used to skate on.
Plate glass, eh?
Plate glass.
You skated on a sheet of plate glass with ice skates?
With ice skates. At the end of our act, we'd attach glass cutters to our skate blades and cut the words, thank you, folks, on the plate glass. Oh, it was a wow finish. I remember one performance in Snake Naval, Idaho.
I'll bet just a sheet of plate glass was a sensation there.
Snake Naval, Idaho?
Uh-huh.
Why, I played there myself with a road show.
No.
Well, now isn't this cozy? What did you do there, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, I played the cruel overseer of the plantation in a play called The Pixie from Dixie. Or, Are You a Mason, Dixon? I walked around with a black snake whip and a big mustache, snarling at the slaves and making eyes at Miss Nancy Lou, the colonel's daughter. In the last act, I doubled as the colonel, Colonel Jefferson Clay.
That was before you went commercial, wasn't it, Junior?
No. I was working for Johnson's Wax even then.
While you were on the stage?
Sure. It was a great setup. You see, in the second act, we had an interior of the big plantation house. The curtain went up on me slashing Miss Nancy Lou across the shoulders with my bull whip and saying, meaning no disrespect, Miss Nancy, I can't allow you all to demean yourself by scrubbing them floors, ma'am. That there's powerful hard work. And she'd look up at me and say, but Desmond, she'd say. Desmond, that was my name in the play.
Oh, yeah.
But Desmond, she'd say, polishing floors with Johnson self-polishing glow coat ain't work. It's fun.
Sounds like, can you top this?
And then I'd throw down my black snake whip and take Nancy Lou in my arms and say, look, honey child, you all is quality folks. Otherwise, you wouldn't be using that Johnson's glow coat. But I hates to see my little goldy-haired lady stooping to menial work.
That's the legitimate theater. I'd like to see the birth certificate.
And Nancy Lou would look up at me and say, but Desmond, it's mighty easy to use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. One just pours a little out, spreads it around, and lets it dry for 20 minutes or so.
Please let me do it, Desmond. I have so little beauty in my life.
Oh, sure.
Gee, you know, when we got through with that scene, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Laughed till they cried, eh?
Who played the part of Nancy Lou? Marjorie Main?
No, a fellow named Charlie Crylebean. He also sold tickets, handled the baggage and scenery, threw out the drunks, and juggled in the oleo.
Well, when we had our ice skating act...
Say, pal, we've got to get together one of these days and swap stories.
Yeah.
I'll bet we've played lots of the same town. Well, so long now.
Oh, I'd like to have seen Mr. Wilcox in that play.
Yeah, me too. What a southern drool he's got. He makes Rhett Butler sound like a Minnesota motorman. Hey, how about it, Molly? You go and ice skating with me.
Come on. Please, McGee, let's forget it. If either of us fell on that ice, we'd splintered like a plaster Cupid.
We don't have to do anything fancy, kiddo. Just glide around, holding on to each other till we get the hang of it again.
No, thank you. No, you go on if you want to.
Come in.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon, Mr. McGee. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Latrivia, old man. Hey, you care much for winter sports?
I can't say that I do, McGee. They're a noisy lot, throwing snowballs at each other and generally making
No, Mr. Mayor. He meant games like skating and bobsledding and skiing and so on.
Oh, I see. Well, I rather enjoyed them when I was younger. I had a nice boat at one time.
I'm talking about winter activities, Latrivia.
So am I. I said I had a nice boat one time.
What good is a boat, no matter how nice, if you can't use it in the winter?
I didn't say nice. I said ice. An ice boat.
How much did it carry?
How much what did it carry?
How much ice? Seems to me that a load of ice would be pretty hard to handle in a boat.
Just a moment, please. Are you by any chance trying to embroil me in one of those I said this, you said that bits of persiflage?
I don't know how you get any such ideas, that Latrivia. My gosh, nobody hates to argue more than we do. Shall we start all over?
If you don't mind.
Glad to, Your Honor. Now then, do you care much for outdoor activities in wintertime?
Not of late, Mrs. McGee. However, when I was a younger man, I spent quite a good deal of time in Canada, on snowshoes.
What was the matter with them?
What was the matter with what?
Your snowshoes.
There was nothing the matter with them.
Well, then why did you have to spend so much time on them if there was nothing?
Because I was wearing them. I wouldn't have worn them if there'd been anything the matter with them. I merely... Shall we try again?
Certainly. You're served, McGee.
Okay. Care much for outdoor sports in wintertime, Latrivia?
No, I can't say that I do, McGee. Although when I was a young man, I did quite a bit of bobsledding.
Why didn't he do his own?
Why didn't who do his own what?
Why didn't Bob do his own sledding? You said you did a lot of bobsledding, and
I didn't say anything of it. Or did I? Of course I did. I remember now. Bob was a rather sickly lad. Pulling that heavy sled was rather a task. So I did most of his sledding for him. I remember one day we were sitting in our cabin drinking hot buttered cocoa out of Munich Braustein.
What on earth is a Munich Braustein?
Well, it's a pewter or earthenware receptacle, sort of a high mug.
Hi, Latrivia.
How's everything?
Fine. Fine, and with you?
Just great. Nice to have seen you. Good day.
So long.
And here are the King's Men with Let It Snow.
The snowman in the yard is frozen hard. He's a sorry sight to see. If he had a brain, he'd complain. Bet he wishes he were me. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful, and we've no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, I hate going home in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, then all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. about the weather, as long as we're together. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow. Oh, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Heavenly days, McGee. There's a lot of people on Dugan's Lake considering how chilly it is.
Well, when we get to skating, we won't notice the cold.
I'm afraid I'll get so cold you won't notice me skating.
Here, sit down on this stump while I fix your skates.
Okay. Not too tight now, not too loose.
Oh, don't be so fussy, Snooky. I know how to strap skates on.
Well, if I seem a little spoiled, dearie, it's because I haven't been on ice for so long. You know, it's almost... Oh, for goodness sakes. Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Who? Oh, hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks.
Skating, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, no, Mrs. McGee. I just came out because Sweetie Face told me to.
What'd she tell you to do, Wimp?
Well, she told me she was going to take me outdoors and keep me out till I had roses in my cheeks.
Well, that shouldn't take long.
Oh, it didn't. I had roses in my cheeks inside of 10 minutes. But the thorns hurt my mouth, so I spit them out.
Lots of people skating out here today, Wimp. Ice must be pretty solid.
Oh, not too solid, Mr. McGee. See that sign behind you there? The one that says, danger, thin ice?
Well, what on earth is it doing up here on the bank?
Well, I put it there. It was out in the middle of the lake, but who could read it that far away?
Where's Sweetie Face now, Wimp? Gone home?
Oh, no such luck, Mr. McGee. She's skating around out there in the lake someplace.
Oh, is she a pretty good skater, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, no. She's simply terrible. But I told her to go out in the middle of the lake where there was plenty of room.
Wait a minute. I thought you said it was dangerous out there. Thin ice.
Yes. Well, enjoy yourselves, folksies. Goodbye now.
See you later, Wimp. Now, there you are, Molly. How do the skates feel?
Well, I don't know, but I feel 9 feet tall.
Huh?
It's been so long since Oh, hold me, McGee.
I got you, kid. Now, take it easy. Relax. Now, hang on to me while we walk out onto the ice.
What do you mean, hang on to you?
Huh?
I'll bet you've got bruises on your arm now that look like you'd gone over Niagara Falls in a hairnet.
Oh, no. Come on.
Take it easy now.
Only a few feet farther now. You're doing fine.
I hope I haven't forgotten how to skate. My ankles feel like they were made of wet rope.
Here we are. Now, ain't this wonderful? Want to let go of me now and try a few strokes?
No, I can't say that I do, dearie. You skate around and let me hang onto your shoulders, like a slightly overaged papoose.
Now, you'll catch on to it in a minute, my God. Hey, that's it. Take it away.
How am I doing, McGee?
Swell. Now, try a 3-change-3 and an inside-back rocker.
Don't talk nonsense and throw a little sand in front of me. I've forgotten how to stop.
Well, don't stop. I'll catch up with you.
Ah, you don't know how glad I am to see you, McGee. There's nothing to grab onto out here when I feel like falling. If I ever own a skating rink, it'll have trees on it.
Oh, you're doing wonderful, Molly. Shall we cross hands and skate together? I tried it with my feet a minute ago, but I didn't like it.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Let's waltz, McGee.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. Just like back in Peoria.
Sure.
Remember?
I'm all right now. You don't have to hold my hands too tight.
I don't have to, but you don't mind, do you?
Oh, not a bit.
Hey, Molly. Remember how we used to skate away from everybody else and sneak around the point and I'd kiss you?
As Mr. Wimple would say, yes.
Well, there's a point over there to the right.
Well, I must say, dearie, that you haven't changed much in all these years.
I haven't?
No. It still takes you too long to get to the point.
Take a quick look around the room you're sitting in, will you? That's right. Now, since so many of you ladies are firm believers in regular wax polishing, chances are your floors, furniture, and woodwork are beautifully clean and sparkling. But if by chance you've not yet got around to the wax method of keeping house, consider for a moment how much more attractive your home could be. All through your home, there are treasures that will become even lovelier with every application of Johnson's wax. The millions and millions of women who use this modern method of housekeeping call it protective housekeeping for 3 reasons. First, Johnson's wax beautifies your home. Second, it wax protects your treasures from wear, dirt, and spilled things. And third, Johnson's wax saves you work. A smooth, dry, waxed surface does not readily collect dust. So you have more time off to enjoy your lovelier home. Ask for a genuine Johnson's wax, paste, liquid, or cream.
Well, they ought to be home any minute now. Let me see. Splints, liniment, hot water, bandages. Come in.
Hey, what are you doing in our house, Doc?
We saw you through the window, Doctor. Is anything wrong?
Not with me. Got any broken bones?
No.
Sprains, bruises, torn ligaments, frostbite?
Oh, no, Doctor. Had a wonderful time and didn't even fall down once.
No.
Well, how do you like that? If you aren't the most exasperating people.
Don't forget your earphones.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry and inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.